Hey, Jacob, they're taking the field right now. We're starting kind of early, so whenever you're ready, we can go into the open. Thank you. And a very good evening and welcome to you from David Story Field on the beautiful campus of Lower Columbia College here in Longview, Washington. My name is Zach Smolin, here to bring you through all the action between your Cowlitz Black Bears and the Bellingham Bells. Final game of the regular season. Unfortunately, yesterday the Black Bears were knocked out of the playoffs, but what a game it was. Another extra inning affair. They fought hard till the end, but ultimately the Bells were able to come out on top. But the Black Bears do have a chance to do a few great things today, including becoming the best Cowlitz Black Bears team of all time. If they win, they'll have the best winning percentage in any season in team history. So Austin's on the mound. Austin is ready. Jernan is ready. Let's do it here in Longview. And the first pitch is in at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it's off the plate and low, 1-0. So both teams were able to win an extra inning game this week. The Black Bears with the walk-off by Jacob Stinson, a 3-2 victory in Game 1, and then the Black Bears lost yesterday as this is hit high and deep in the air over to center. There on the track is Mortensen, and he'll make the play to put him down for out number 1. So gave that one a ride, but just allowed out. And with that, we'll give you the entire Bells lineup. Daniel Jernan, the center fielder, leads off with Alex Lambo batting second and playing second. Bennett Lee will DH and hit third with the cleanup man Cole Hinkleman playing first base. The catcher Charlie Somm hits fifth with A.J. Davis at third base in the sixth spot. Malachi Knight's in right, and he hits seventh. Cody Schreier, the shortstop, hits eighth, and rounding out the order is Emilio Corona. He's in left field batting ninth as Austin's first pitch to Lambo is a strike going 1. Alex hitting well this series, 3 for 10 with a run scored, 2 ribbies, and a walk. So he's done well against the first batch of Black Bears pitchers, as this is laced but foul over on the right side. No balls and 2 strikes.
You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
And the Bellingham Bells come into this game below 500, but they have clinched a playoff spot in the north, so they will host Yakima Valley over on Saturday. And we're still waiting to see who's going to come out of the south with the wild card as the 0-2 is tapped over to third. There's Bozette, picks it up on a hop, fires high to first. Brown makes the grab. Does he land in time? No, he does not. So Bozette throws it a little high there. And that's going to go as an error by the sure-handed third baseman. And there's the first base runner aboard for the Bellingham Bells.
Play now for the Bells from a 12-minute lead.
And Bennett Lee has been phenomenal for the Bells against the Black Bears in this series. He is 5 for 11. That's a .455 average. He scored 3 times and has hit a solo home run. And Austin deals, misses low, 1-0. Kelly Austin on this season is, well, having the best pitching season that probably in Black Bears history. He set the record with 73 strikeouts. That is far and away the best in team history. That's ahead of the likes of Shane Bieber and other great alumni that we've had on this squad. And he actually has 80 total strikeouts if you count his one non-league game. 4-1 with a 2.55 ERA in 60 innings. He's thrown 38 hits to just 8 walks. His whip is a minuscule, microscopic 0.74 as he misses low to Lee now. 2 balls and no strikes. In his last outing, Austin took the loss in Ridgefield. He went 6, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits, 1 walk, 11 Ks though. That tied his season high that he reached in Port Angeles, as the next one is popped up, and that's going to go foul over on the first base side. So looking for a double play ball. Bozette needed to get a chance to get warmed up. Threw that one a little high. Bozette and I were playing catch before today's game. I said, hey, I've been here every single day. I haven't played catch with anybody, so we had a good time. He usually drives me over to the field anyway, so good camaraderie. He's a great kid. As the curveball is chopped foul on the hit and run, so Lee wraps up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that is not a count you want to be in against Kelly Austin. Any 2-strike count, he's a strikeout wizard. Just loves to miss bats. Look for the slider here with the 2-2 count. Austin's got another great 2-strike pitch in the splitter, but against right-handers usually likes to go to that biting slider. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Alex Lambo at first base as Austin delivers. There's the slider, and it's popped up into left. Right on the edge of the infield dirt is Schwartz, and he will make the catch and put him down for out number 2. So you can see even on that slider, he didn't get the swing and a miss, but he got the bad contact as Lee was way under it. Just scooped it up. Nothing else he could really do. And an easy play for Schwartz as Cole Hinkleman steps on up. Hinkleman, a left-handed batter, was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with a stolen base. And just a really solid bat all around for this Bells team. First pitch from Austin is lined to straightaway center. Mortensen racing over and makes the grab above his head. Brock Mortensen from UC Santa Barbara drifts over and collects the ball for the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, or 1 error, and 1 left aboard. We are through half an inning at David Story. Scoreless tie. Your Black Bears coming to bat on your home for Cowlitz Baseball, YouTube, and KEDO. It's going to be Jacob Kaepernick on the mound, a left-hander from Bellingham, and he's going to take on this Cowlitz Black Bears lineup as they look to win their 7th series out of 8 in the second half. Riku Nishida will lead off. He's the second baseman with Brock Bozette right behind him playing third. Jacob Simpson's in right field and batting third, with Sam Brown, the first baseman, cleaning it up. Brock Mortensen's out there in center field, and he will hit fifth with the 6th batter, Wilson Weber, catching. Batting 7th is Henry Mensch, welcoming him back to the lineup. He was in there yesterday, got a couple of hits. He's going to DH today. Hitting 8th is Jace Bailey, the left fielder, with Matthew Schwartz at shortstop, rounding out the order.
Stepping to the plate to lead things off.
And so Kaepernick's only got 1 appearance this year, came in a non-league game, and he went 3 innings of scoreless ball.
Base, it is Riku Nishida.
So here we go with Riku Nishida, and if he gets a hit right here, he will take the all-time Cowlitz Black Bears batting championship for a season. He's at 371. 1 hit gets him up to 376, which is what he needs to eclipse that, as Riku takes a strike, 0-1. So Kaepernick is southpaw. Good choice against a lefty-heavy Black Bears lineup, as the next one to Riku is in. 1 ball and 1 strike. And, yeah, Riku already in the record books for the Black Bears with his 28 stolen bases as he checks his swing, but there's a strike there, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, again, Riku is hitting 371 in league play, and the leading batting average player for the Black Bears was Ryan Kim back in 2017. He's now playing professionally in Korea, and he hit 375. As 1-2 is tipped and in and out of the glove of Psalm. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we're talking about great Black Bears, and Riku Nishida really just having an historic season for him. He's hitting .371, that's second in the league, with an on-base of .507, that's first in the league, a slugging of .440, and he's got a 23-game on-base streak. As the next one to Riku is high and outside, says John Poland, so the count even now at 2-2. Nishida also riding a 9-game hitting streak as well, so can make that 10 with a base hit here. And Riku takes another one low, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed batter from Osaka, Japan. And it's really amazing that Riku is, as he fouls one away, that he ended up playing at Mountain Hood Community College this year. This is perhaps a big league talent, what he's got going on now. Don't let his size fool you. Riku's got some serious pop. He hit the wall 408 feet away. Back over in Yakima as the next one, the 3-2, is grounded over to first, and that's a fair ball, so Riku's going to be beat out there. And I'll have to try for a hit the next time in order to break the Black Bears record. So he's down on the 3 unassisted, and there's 1 away. As Brock Bozette going to step up.
Third baseman Brock Bozette.
And Brock is 3 RBIs away from the team lead all time in ribbies. He's got 33, he needs 36. And if he does that, he will catch up to Ryan Aguilar and Braxton Miller of the 2013 and 2011 teams, respectively, as Brock takes one low, 1-0. In league play, Brock hitting .258, 40 hits, and 155 at-bats as he pops one over on the right side and out of play, 1-1. Bozette also with 5 doubles, 2 homers, 33 ribbies, and 27 walks. And his last game, he went 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI against the Bellingham Bells. He is currently riding a 5-game hitting streak as he takes one low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bozette. And we'll give you the Bellingham defense real quick. We have Emilio Corona in left field, Daniel Jordan in center with Malachi Knight patrolling the grounds over in right field. A.J. Davis at the hot corner with Cody Schreier at short, Alex Lambo at second, and Cole Hinkleman playing first as Bozette takes a changeup strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Behind the plate is Charlie Somm, and on the mound is Jacob Kaepernick, again making his second appearance for the Bellingham Bells. So Bozette trying to make something happen here. Not too much wind on a hot day here in Longview. Scoreless tie, deals, and Brock swings and misses strike 3, so he's down on strikes for out number 2, and now Jacob Stinson will step up. So Stinny coming on in, and his dad here today, driving up all the way from Pleasanton, California. And, he's got a great family. I met his parents. They're really fun. Of course, got to shout out his grandparents the other day, which was a lot of fun. And, they actually gave me a Starbucks gift card, and that was one of the nicest things that have ever happened from anybody, from a player or family to myself. So big thank you to the Stinson family. Really, really good people. So Stinson takes a strike in the count 0-1. He's hitting .311 in league play as he chops one over up the middle. Second baseman Lambo is there, fires across the diamond to first and sends him down for the final out of the inning. So Kaepernick works a 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's go to the top of the second now. Scoreless tie with the Bells coming to bat on your home for Cal's Black Bears Baseball, KEDO. All right, already a change here for the Black Bears in the scoreless tie in the top of the second. Again, last game of the season, trying to get everybody in. So Bozette is going to move over to shortstop. Matthew Schwartz is out, so he will not get an at-bat today, but he gets another game played.
This next prize is for a
All right, so Bozette is now the shortstop. And over at third is number 7, Sean Mulcair. Played a little first yesterday. And for the bell, it's going to be Psalm, Davis, and Knight. That's 5, 6, 7. Gets another frame from Kelly Austin, and every time he keeps on going. He continues to bring that ERA down, so good work for him with that inning in the last frame. And only gave up the base runner on the errors. Now Mulcair in at third. No more Matthew Schwartz in today's game. And the first one from Austin, big swing and a miss at the down and away fastball. And the count 0-1. Austin headed over to UCLA. 6 foot, 200 pounds, and some of the best stuff that you'll see at this level of baseball. Fastball, slider, split, as the next offering is that splitter. Breaks late, and the count now 0-2 as he got Psalm to swing right over those two pitches. So base is empty. Nobody out. Just getting started here in the top of the second. Austin gets that double, triple tap of his foot. He kicks, delivers the 0-2 slider. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kelly Austin continuing to elevate that strikeout total. That's 74. Now A.J. Davis will step up.
Number 9, third baseman A.J. Davis.
And Davis has looked good this series. Right-handed batter, was playing a little third base, and today he's also at third. Hitting .213 as the first one from Austin. Blistering fastball for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Davis with 29 hits and 136 at-bats, 13 scored. He's got a triple, a homer, 15 RBI, and a .213 average with a .327 on base. As the breaking ball misses down and outside from Austin, 1-1. As Davis was 0 for yesterday with the sacrifice fly and also had a run scored on a walk. And the 1-1 is downstairs with the fastball, 2 balls and a strike. So Kelly has been nothing short of sensational on the mound this season. A big reason why is because he throws so many strikes. Just under 70% for the entire season. We'll try to get the exact number. And the 2-1 from Austin is laced foul, and now the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you know what? My stretch, because we threw so many position players the other team, my spreadsheet got a little bit more difficult to navigate. There we go. Kelly Austin had exactly 69% of his pitches for strikes at the 2-2. Breaking ball, that's a curve there, and it's fouled away. So the count will stay 2-2. Yeah, Austin just with a tremendous 4-pitch mix, and he's going places. I wouldn't be surprised to see him join Riku Nishida at the Cape next season. And now the 2-2 slider lined into center field. Mortensen barely has to move, takes a few steps back, and will make the catch. 4 out, number 2. So Mortensen making the grab there. We will give you your Black Bears defense. As stepping up to the plate is Malachi Knight. Chase Bailey's in left with Brock Mortensen in center. He's been busy already today. And Jacob Stinson playing right field. Sam Brown's at first with Riku Nishida, man, in the Keystone. Brock Bozette now playing shortstop, and Sean Mulcair at the hot corner. Behind the plate is Wilson Weber, and on the mound is Kelly Austin. Delivers and checks his swing, and actually makes contact, goes foul on the count 0-1. And I believe Austin is only going a handful of innings today, so his streak of starts with at least 6 innings will come to a close today in start number 10. As the 0-1 is a swing and a miss, and Knight knew it. And that's what Kelly can do. He can make even great hitters like Knight look pretty silly up there at the plate from time to time. As Knight, a .321 hitter for the team. He's got 26 hits and 81 at-bats, 19 runs scored, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, and 9 runs batted in. As now the 0-2 slider, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelly Austin with 75 strikeouts on the season, including 2 this inning, and gets him down to 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. Black Bears none, Bells none, with Cowlitz coming to bat on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KEDO.
black Cowlitz Black Bear hat.
Here we go in the bottom of the second inning. Your Black Bears are all tied up with the Bellingham Bells with a scoreless tie. It's going to be Brown, Mortensen, and Weber, a trio of guys that can really make the ball leave the park.
Sam Brown.
Sam Brown has just been an absolute beast for Cowlitz, as he is on an 11-game hitting streak, hitting .292, 14 hits and 48 at-bats, 8 runs scored as the left-hander from the University of Portland takes one away, 1-0. He's also got a double, 2 homers, 12 RBI, 9 walks, was on base up to .417 and a slugging of .438. What a great addition he was to Cowlitz, as this one skied in the air over on the left side. Racing over are a conglomerate of fielders, and they're going to run out of room there, as that's going to go beyond the bleachers, so the count will go even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And when Brown first joined the team, he was hitting the ball really hard, but just could not get it past any Yakima fielders. And finally, in the final game of that series, he knocked in 2 with an RBI single. And then from that point on, he's got a hit in every single game. Now the 1-1 comes in, and it's a breaking ball high and outside. 2 balls and a strike to the freshman All-American first baseman. So Brown at the University of Portland, along with Henry Mensch, Sean Mulcair, as the 2-1 is popped up on the left side, and that'll leave the field to play. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So I was looking at the all-time record for strikeouts in the West Coast League. It's 86. Austin, well, unless he goes a complete game and just goes nuts today, he could get it. But unfortunately, with the shortened season, he probably lost out on a couple starts there. Although if they were counting non-leagues, he's not too far away. So now the 2-2 is swung on and tapped foul on a hop and picked up by Som. So the count will remain even at 2-2. Yeah, Tony Bonacci and myself were going around and trying to figure out all the different records and stuff for the Black Bears. And, yeah, plenty of chances for them to set quite a few today. So now the 2-2, breaking ball and swatted foul. Ooh, Henry Mensch tried to stop it with his feet there. The Black Bears do have quite the dexterity when it comes to their feet. They play a lot of hacky sack before each and every game. And that's all started off with Wilson Weber, who is batting third today. As the next one, Brown is in there, strike 3. So Brown is down looking and is sent away off the change for out number 1. So another man that could set a Black Bears record today is Brock Mortensen.
Center fielder Brock Mortensen.
Mortensen has 6 home runs this year. That is 3rd in the West Coast League and 2nd all-time in Black Bears history. Overall, he's hitting .233 with 27 hits and 116 at-bats as he rolls over one to first. Picked up on a hop is Hinkleman, and he's actually going to flip it to Kaepernick to put him away for out number 2. Mortensen also with an on-base of 371 and a slugging of 440. So now after the 3-1, a few ground outs for the Black Bears in this game altogether. And I'll bring up Wilson Weber.
Wilson Weber.
And Wilson is certainly all prepared to go and take a starting role with Oregon State. He's been great this year for the Black Bears as he takes a curveball strike outside 0-1. Weber from Gresham, Oregon, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He's gotten .216 this year with 6 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 15 RBIs. He swings right through that one and falls behind 0-2. 21 hits and 97 at-bats and 8 runs scored. Wilson also on a 3-game hitting streak dating back to August 4th. Ton of power and a great arm. As we saw in yesterday's game, he threw out a couple of guys. Or, I'm sorry, no, 2 games ago. Yesterday was Carter Sutton and Dawson Martin for the Battery. And the 2-2, or 1-2, is now 1-2 yet again. I was looking at the strikes and outs. There's 2 outs and 2 strikes, and I read it across. Completely missed that other column there.
2-3-1-7-6 on the blue ticket.
Weber, right-handed batter with a closed stance, has really gotten better at not chasing too many pitches out of the zone as he just kind of, swings that one over to first, sprints, but Kaepernick is there to beat him and put him away for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. A quick one so far, David Story, as we are now getting ready to go to the top of the 3rd in a scoreless tie with the Bells coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. And welcome back here. Top of the third inning. Kelly Austin back out there for another frame. He'll face off against Cody Schreier, Emilio Corona, and Daniel Jernin. That is 8-9-1. Kelly's been great so far in today's game, needing just 23 pitches. As he's gone 2 frames, struck out 2, and that's it. No hits, 1 error behind him, and no walks as well. So Kelly Austin continuing another dominant outing against a really good Bellingham squad. Getting right there with the Black Bears, averaging around 5 runs per contest. And Kelly's certainly showing off for the home fans on Fan Appreciation Night, showing his appreciation for them with having another great performance. This is the last game for the Black Bears this year, trying to make it count. If they win today, they'll win 7 of their final 8 series of the year, as Austin missed his high 1-0 to Schreier. And additionally, they will become the best Cowlitz Black Bears team ever in terms of winning percentage. Got to take care of business, though, against a pesky Bells squad, as this is a high chopper over to third. Mulcair picks it up in foul ground, and the count's going to go to 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe this is the first time that we are seeing Schreier this series. And today over there at shortstop. And he'll be a teammate of Kelly Austin's over at UCLA, so just getting to know each other. So Kelly again with that triple step as the 1-1 is lined into left, right at Jace Bailey. Takes a few steps in and makes the catch for out number 1. So I talked to Kelly about it yesterday. So Kelly, what's the deal with the shovel steps? You'll notice when he's up there, right before he delivers, he taps his left foot a few times. He settles into the rubber. And he told me the reason why he does that is the same reason why batters kind of dig into the box. He wants to make sure he has a nice firm foundation to push off of. And it really just helps with his balance and delivery and everything else. And you can tell that, well, it certainly works for him. He's got a great mechanical delivery, very smooth and repeatable, as the first offering is a fastball foul to Emilio Corona, and the count 0-1. Corona hitting .265. He has 35 hits and 132 at-bats, 25 runs scored, 15 doubles, 5 home runs, and 23 runs batted in. He has an on-base of .336 and a .492 slugging. As Austin's 0-1 is a breaking ball that's hit in the air again on the right side, and the count will go to 0-2. Young fan today told me he's going to try to get 20 foul balls here today, and that sounded a little outrageous until I realized, we're at David Story. There's probably about like 40 foul balls per game. So if you're a kid with enough energy and willing to sprint back and forth between the lines, he'll probably get them. It's the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelly Austin with the slider and punches out Corona. He now has 3 strikeouts over his first 8 outs recorded, and that'll flip the lineup over for Daniel Jernin. Jernin, the LCC product. We'll see him back here again. Come spring, he's been great for Bellingham in this series. And the first one from Austin is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. Jernin, a right-handed batter. He's got some pop in this series. Overall, he is 4 for 11, 364 average with a home run and 2 runs batted in, as Austin gets a swing and a miss on that splitter. That is a filthy pitch, and the count 0-2. So now no balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, Austin delivers. Slider does not get the chase there. Wise take from Jernin. So you can see that he was thinking about moving and ended up holding up on it. We're in a scoreless tie here at David Story Field on the campus of Lower Columbia College. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Austin looking for a second straight 1-2-3 inning. And he deals. Fastball jammed him inside and gets a fly ball to center. Right there is Mortensen, and he makes the play for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Another 1-2-3 from Austin as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Cowlitz will look to strike first blood, as the Bells will send Kaepernick back out there. Scoreless tie on KDDO and YouTube. We'll be right back.
Black Bears selfies are brought to you all season long by.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the third inning. Black Bears and the Bells all tied up. And nothing apiece. Henry Mensch, Jace Bailey now coming in. Sean Mulcair is the 9 batter. Instead of Matthew Schwartz, who got the start at shortstop and then was pulled. The Black Bears trying to get everybody some time today. As Kaepernick's been good in his first 2 innings, has been perfect as he delivers a strike to Mensch, 0-1. So glad to have Mensch back in the lineup. He's hitting .283, 17 hits and 60 at-bats, 12 runs scored as he hits one is in the air foul over on the right end, and that'll drift into the bullpen for Bellingham, the count 0-2. Mensch also with a pair of doubles, triples, and home runs, 7 driven in. And an on-base of .368, slugging of .483 for the Portland Pilot. The 0-2 is grounded over to third. That's foul. Oh, what a play by Aaron Matthews, the third base coach. Yeah, he's still got it over there. Last played for the Somerset Patriots back in 2012 as an outfielder. That was his last taste of pro ball. But still showing the hands over there just beyond the third base's coach's box. The next one to Mensch is low, so now they count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is a little bit of a crazy stat about Mensch. Henry is currently on a 3-game hitting streak, but the first 2 games were July 16th and 17th, and then the last game was yesterday. He missed a ton of time in between, but still counts as a hitting streak for him. And he actually has an RBI in 2 of his last 3 contests. At one point, he was one of the real forces in the middle of Callitz's lineup before he got hurt. All right, so now we're feeling and looking good here. As a short delay, not quite sure what it was about. I think they just need more baseballs. And Kaepernick's 1-2 on the way is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Mensch, one of the 4 Portland Pilots on this team, along with Liam Hadakanaka, Sam Brown, and Sean Mulcair. The 2-2 is up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And let me tell you something. After seeing these guys play this year, they're lined up to have a really solid program in the spring of 2022. They're going to be a team to keep an eye on as Mensch airs one out over into right field. Drifting over is Knight, headed towards the foul line, and he will make the play for the first out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now we'll get another look at Jace Bailey in this series. He's done a lot of starting lately, and it's been well-deserved. Jace Bailey hitting .213 on the year. He's got 13 hits and 61 at-bats, 7 scored. A triple, a home run, and 7 driven in, an on-base of .258, a slugging of .295. But Bailey currently on a 4-game hitting streak, the longest of the season for him, as he's now started 5 straight games. Today will be the 6th in a row, and he takes one outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey is headed on over to the University of Utah. And he's 6'4" with 185 pounds. This will go through the second baseman and find some real estate in right. So Bailey extends his hitting streak to 5 on the year, and that's exactly what you're looking for if you're him. And out the season on a bang as Sean Mulcair looking to do the same.
That'll bring up number 7, third baseman, Sean Mulcair.
And Mulcair looking for that 2nd home run of the year. He and Bailey both had one on June 2nd. Now, Bailey got one over in Wenatchee, but Mulcair still looking for one more. Sean from Kenmore, Washington, Portland Pilot. First pitch to him is down and away, 1-0. He's 5'10", 185 pounds, and actually has one of the best ERAs on the team. He came in for an inning and 2/3 against Wenatchee, and threw 1 2/3 scoreless. Actually struck out an Apple Sox batter, and he was so excited when he did that. So 1-0 is away, 2 balls and no strikes. Mulcair hitting .138. He has 9 hits and 65 at-bats, 10 runs scored, 2 doubles, 5 RBI. The home run he hit was a non-league play, and he's on base with a .278 clip, slugs .169, as this one's lined over the shortstop's head, and that's going to go to left center field. Bailey is hustling hard. He's going to try to get to third base. The throw is spiked and picked up on a hop. Mulcair is going to get to second, safe, so it's a double for Mulcair. And the Black Bears in some business here. 2 on in scoring position with 1 away, and Riku Nishida stepping to the plate. Some heads-up base running for the Black Bears that time.
Back to the top.
I didn't think that Mulcair was going to be able to get to second, but he hustled hard and also drew a low throw. Nishida grounded out his last time. So I believe now he might need 2 hits to break the record. Let me double check. So if he ends up going 44 for 118, no, he will still need 1 more hit. So the first one, Nishida is tapped up the middle and is stopped over there by the second baseman. Fakes the throw, nothing doing. And there's one of the hits that Riku needs. And he needs 1 more to be the Black Bears' all-time hit leader. And yet another infield single for him. Hit hard up the middle and drives in a run as Bailey comes in to score. Your Black Bears take a 1-0 lead.
The plate now for the Black Bears. Number 3, new shortstop.
If Brock Bozette hits it out here, he will be first place in the Black Bears' all-time RBI list. As he cranks one over to the shortstop, picked up on a hop, fires to second for 1, back over to first, and it's a double play. So Bozette will have to try again, as that one goes down as a 6-4-3 on a hard hit grounder. But the Black Bears are able to score 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We go over to the top of the 4th inning. Cowlitz lead at 1-0 with the Bells coming to bat right here on YouTube and KEDO.
You win a Cowlitz gift.
All right, we are back at it here in the top of the 4th inning. Black Bears lead at 1-0. It's Toma time. Toma Marase is on the mound for your Bears of Summer. That means the day is done for Kelly Austin. And another sensational start for him. Did not allow any runs, any hits. Only the 1 base runner in on the error for Austin. And he leaves with 3 strikeouts, so now is up to 76. That is your Cowlitz Black Bears record. And speaking of greatness with the Cowlitz Black Bears, over to my left now we have our owner, Tony Bonacci. Tony, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, Zach. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I'm so excited to have you on. I mean, we've been meaning to do it all season long, but it's even better here today. Now, of course, the Black Bears do not make the playoffs this year, but still a lot to be excited about today. We've been having a lot of fun discussions over the past 3 days.
Oh, it's been great. It is. There is nothing quite like a pennant race to get the community excited, the team excited. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so yesterday's game goes to extra innings. Were you feeling it a little bit late in that game when it was tied 8-8? Were you on the edge of your seat?
I was feeling it, and like everybody else, I was scoreboard watching because there were 4 relevant games.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing for the league and for us. We had a great time with it.
And now this team actually has a chance to be the best Black Bears team of all time. Now, is that an eye test thing for you as well? Is this the best group that you think that they've had?
Yes. It's the best team that we've had.
Right.
It's a group of guys that really play well together.
All right, so Toma Marase going to deliver the first pitch here, and it's popped up over into shallow right. Riku takes a bunch of jovial back steps as coming in is Stinson, and he will make the grab to put him away for out number 1. So, Tony, second year with the Ridgefield Raptors out there, but your Cowlitz Black Bears, who have been around a little bit longer, win it. Was it a little sweeter that your team, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but the team that you've been owning for longer was able to take the first one there?
I will tell you what, we had a great time with the Columbia Cup. Mm-hmm. It's something that we think we'll build on from here.
Tony, that's a very diplomatic answer. I appreciate it as Marase delivers, misses high. 1 ball and no strikes from Toma. Toma, one of 2 Japanese players from the Black Bears. He is from Aichi, Japan, and pitched at Mount Hood Community College this season, was teammates with Riku Nishida. And Jeff Nelson, another Mount Hood guy on this Black Bears team, as this is high and away, 2 balls and no strikes. And, yeah, a few international players, actually a lot of international players this year in the West Coast League. Is that something new, or every year you get a couple of guys from somewhere else?
It's something that's been developing as the league progresses, and it's really a great thing to see. We have some really stellar players from throughout the world.
As Toma misses high and away, 3-0.
We have the young man from Corvallis, who's from
Bazana.
Australia.
Yeah.
He is a dude. Riku is as good as they get.
Yeah.
And they're a lot of fun to watch.
And now trying to avoid a walk here. The 3-0 to Lee is a strike, and the count now 3-1. Marase on the season 0-1 with the 7.26 ERA. This is his 12th appearance. So 9 2/3 innings, 13 Ks, and a whip of 2.54. So Marase trying to eat up some innings here after a stellar Austin start. The 3-1 is outside for ball 4. So a man on first with 1 down, and Black Bears looking for a double play. Now, we're talking about this team. Again, we talk almost all the time because we're neighbors. And just defensively, how special has this group been this year?
Defensively, so this was the team that Coach Keir told me we would have. We would pitch and we would play defense, and we have done both unbelievably well. It's a fun brand of baseball to watch these guys play at this skill level.
When you have good pitching and good defense, it's really tough to beat them, and that's why they have a reason to be the best Black Bears team of all time. This one is laced into right, scooped up quickly by Stinson. He's going to rifle it in, so that's going to keep Bennett Lee over on second, but it's a 1-out single for Cole Hinkleman as he continues to hit well against the Black Bears. Now 2 on with 1 away. And coming up is Charlie Somm, the right-handed catcher for the Bellingham Bells. Now, Tony, how fun is it owning a baseball team?
It's the best. It's a lot of fun, and the guys make it fun. The players and the coaches, and watching them compete every day. It's just a blast. It's a great time to be up here. And there's nothing like baseball in the Northwest in the summer.
Yeah, I learned that this year for sure. This has been great, and I really appreciate you guys bringing me up here, shipping me out from the East Coast.
That's right, the Jersey boy coming out west.
That's right. Well, big reason why I wanted this job is because you were from Trenton. As now Weber going to fire to second. A great throw. Nishida with the tag. They got him. That combination of Weber and Nishida.
That combination of Weber and Weber's arm are just something else.
So a steal of third by Lee, but Hinkleman gets absolutely cooked at second base on the 2-4, and there's now 2 down and a 1-0 count.
They are fun to watch.
Wow. Nishida with the swipe tag. I mean, I wish they could play together in college. That'd be quite the combination. Who knows? Riku's still going to Mount Hood, but could easily transfer over to a D1 school. I think he'd have his choice. 1-0 with swatted foul.
I think one of the things that this team has been great about, and it's difficult to do during the course of a short summer season, is to get guys to come together and play as a team. And especially when you watch us play defensively, it's they really have meshed.
I think at one point when we had Bozette, Schwartz, Nishida, and Shepard, we had easily the best defensive infield in this league, and it wasn't even close. So the 1-1 is down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I think that also feeds on itself when everybody's playing at an elevated level. I think you just get it across the board.
So a lot of records set to be maybe tied or broken today, Tony. Which one are you most excited about?
They kind of snuck up on me, much like the end of the season, and it's just. I'll let you call this.
All right, here we go. The 2-1 from Toma is a swing and a miss, and they're 1 strike away from getting out scoreless and maintaining the 1-0 lead.
We've been so focused on how we played as a team. There are a number of individuals that have had really outstanding seasons, and we now have an 11-year history. So we have a relevant history with some players.
Right.
They're on leaderboards with guys who are in the big leagues.
Yeah, Kelly Austin passed Shane Bieber with the strikeouts, and Keegan Wright is behind him in ERA as Toma misses down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, when you're on an all-time list next to Shane Bieber, it's a good list to be on.
What was it like? Did you know when he was here that he was making it to the big leagues?
Yeah, I wish I could say I knew he was making it to the big leagues, but I did know he was a special talent.
Do you have that feeling about any of these guys this year?
Boy, that's hard to.
I know I do.
Yeah.
As the 3-2 is cranked over to third. Mulcair on the backhand. Nice play. Fires across the diamond to first. And he's got him for the final out of the inning.
So there's a young man, Sean Mulcair, who comes in and just and performs, and we've seen that all year, and that's one of the examples of how everybody's just elevating their level of play. That's a heck of a play right there.
That was great, and he came in cold off the bench too. Tony, you want to stick around for one more half inning?
You can't bump me this early.
No, of course not. We'll have you here as long as you want to be here. All right, so more Tony Benacci coming up next. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 1 left aboard at the end of 3.5. Black Bears lead at 1-0 over Bellingham, with Cowlitz looking to extend the lead on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KEDO.
You all right?
Very nice.
All right.
Fun. Oh, yeah.
It's so fast.
I know. Well, this is the team that you
Time
assembled.
to give away another prize in our fan appreciation night tonight. This is a
Last night would have been better to have you because we had so much time to
break out your blue ticket.
I'm not leaving.
And the number is 123 218. 123.
See all the provisions we have up here to stay fueled.
Yeah, Corby.
No, it's been fun this year, Tony. It's been a great time. This feels like a nice little office. It's amazing. Aviles. Dankeschön. He was good. 5.7772 is the record. 86 for the league. Kelly's not going to get it. No, for the team. Oh, it's Kelly Austin, 76. Yeah.
Is that what he got? He got 3 more tonight?
It's not even close. What? Yeah, you got 3 more today, yeah. All right, ready, Tony? Yep. All right, here we go back at it in the bottom of the 4th with your Black Bears at the plate, and Tony Benacci with the other headset, owner of the Black Bears and the Richfield Raptors. So Jacob Simpson going to lead things off as the Black Bears will try to extend their 1-0 lead. So talk a little bit about Jacob Stinson. He's been Mr. Consistent for this team. How fun has he been to watch?
Day in and day out, he's and it is tough, to do the everyday, to play every day. It's a wear and tear on physically, and just watching these guys take care of themselves and how they prepare, it's really inspiring to watch them watch them work through the summer.
It really is something else, especially a guy like Stinson. He's played 37 games this summer. He's hitting .311, 0 for 1 today. As the next one from Kaepernick is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Now we're talking about how Stinson can tie the Black Bears record for triples. So we told him before the game, just leg everything out. Just go for third. What do you think about that strategy?
I think triples are a hard thing to plan.
This could be one. No. Never mind. Drifting over is Jernin, an LCC guy, and he makes the grab for out number 1 he gave it a ride that time.
He did. And, that is, as you mentioned, him playing every day, that is one of the things that the guys have to get used to over the course of the summer. It is different than their college seasons. It very much mimics or simulates what they will get when they go on to play affiliated ball.
And I think a lot of these guys have a chance, including Sam Brown. He's on a good path here. He's an freshman All-American, and how about him? They plugged him right into the lineup, and he fit beautifully.
He's been a great addition in every way.
Brown is 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout against Kaepernick as he golfs one high and over on the left side. Will it stay in play? And it will not, so that'll be a souvenir. A lot of those here, David Story. And the count 0-1. Do you have a foul ball collection of David Story Field foul balls?
No, but I wish I did. I have a foul ball fund.
Oh, okay. All right. I got a ball signed by all the players this year.
That's
I try
great.
to do that every season of a team I work for, especially with this special group.
That's great, and that's actually one of the fun parts about coming to the ballpark, especially for our younger fans.
Right.
We do, there's a lot of foul balls, and the kids love to collect them, and I'm just not fast enough to get there.
So 1-1 is outside, 2-1. I mean, the number one thing about baseball that's below the major league level, it's all about access. That's been my thing from day one whenever I work for a team like this, summer ball, independent ball, and the Black Bears really have it. The players are so good with the kids and with all the fans. We got a lot of people that tune in and watch the post-game shows. You really got something good cooking over here in Longview, and it's been fun to be a part of for sure, and I know the players feel the same way.
And we've appreciated your role with that. We've gotten consistent positive comments through the summer, and we've really appreciated it.
Thanks, Tony. It's the 2-2 to Brown. Swing and a miss, and he's tagged for good measure. So Brown is down on strikes, and there's 2 away for Brock Mortensen. Again, 2 homers away from the Black Bear record, though he is alone at second on the list. And that's not too bad. You get to be immortalized on the game programs.
And this is a ballpark that does not give up a lot of home runs. And so for him to put up a number like that, he's among the league leaders as well. That's a real special performance for him.
He is behind the As that one's fouled away. He's behind Cody Darcy and Will Chambers, and they have 7 and 8 respectively, which, well, they both happen to be on your teams as well.
They can swing it as well.
Not too bad right there. So, Tony, what were this was incredible that you guys were able to get a season off with all the Canadian teams dropping out. What was one of the bigger challenges of that to try to get this to work out?
You know, there's a lot of anxiety just opening up the season this year, and for us to be where we are, having had a full season, not missing a game.
As Mortensen pops one up over in his shallow left. So, Tony, you might have to stick around and finish that story.
Oh, my God. Are we?
As this caught by Corona.
All
yeah,
right.
we zipped through a full inning. So the Black Bears go down in order, 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left to board. It's a 1-0 Cowlitz lead heading into the top of the 5th with Bellingham coming to bat. And more story time with Tony Bonacci right here on YouTube and KDO.
You bet.
Nine two five 168 3925, and stick around. The girls' bike's coming up.
And welcome back here to David Story Field. Zach Smolin alongside Tony Bonacci in the booth here. Again, Black Bears and Raptors owner as Cowlitz lead at 1-0 on the Bells with A.J. Davis, Malachi Knight, and Cody Schreier coming up. So, Tony, you were just getting into some of the challenges of making this season happen in general.
Yeah, so leading into it, we were still under COVID restrictions in terms of spacing and capacity, and so there's some anxiety getting the season underway, and it's really a loss to not have our Canadian teams.
As this is lined over to second, Nishida goes for it, but that's going to land over into right for a base hit, so A.J. Davis is now 1 for 2 today. And, you know, anytime the ball's hit towards Nishida, I just kind of assume he's going to make it, but there's even some things that Superman can't do.
That's true. He has made some plays that just make you catch your breath.
Oh, yeah. So you're talking about just missing the Canadian teams. They will be back next year.
They will, and we're looking forward to it. I mean, the league is better when we have everybody playing. The kids all performed really great this year across the board.
The first one to Malachi Knight, who is 0 for 1 today, is a ball 1-0.
One of the things that has happened over the years, and one of the reasons why it's so great to be on those leaderboards with those other great players, is the level of play in the league has elevated over the past couple of years and is really elite at the moment.
It really seems like it, especially with this team. I mean, we already have a player on the Black Bears that's playing professional baseball that got plucked. James Bradwell played for Keep Quebec of the Frontier League, and I was really mad because I was trying to get him on the New Jersey Jackals, but it was easier for him to get to Quebec, and he pitched well in his first time out there. As this is laced over into right center, and Stinson makes the grab for out number 1, and now out in center field is Johnny Radomski. Just noticed as there are no long flowing blonde locks of Brock Mortensen out there, so it's a dead giveaway.
But one of the things that we enjoy about having the team and about having the team in the community is watching where guys go from here, whether it's continuing their college careers or the number that had the ability to go on to affiliated ball. Player watching once they leave us is one of the best parts about what we do.
Oh, I imagine. It's really got to be something special as Marase delivers high and outside 1-0. I got a good connection with some players last year in Florida, and a good buddy of mine who was on the team, Gabe Brinconis, got drafted. And I felt like, and I don't have any kids or anything, but it kind of felt like, you know, like somebody that I was really close to, like really succeeded, and it was a big deal for me. So I can only imagine what that must feel like for you, year in and year out.
Yeah, no doubt. They come to us. I'll let you go ahead and call this pitch.
As Marase misses upstairs again, 2-0.
They come to us at a great time in their lives and their career where they are on the way up in every way. And so watching what they do, whether it's to go on and play ball or what they do in the world, you know, it's really the best part about it.
So leading off the first base bag is A.J. Davis. He's about 10 feet off. Marase trying to keep him close as the 2-0 is outside. Weber throws down. Brown with the tag.
Ooh.
Oh, just safe.
And by the way, that extends to beyond the field. It extends to our staff and our broadcaster who we know will go on to do great things.
Much appreciated, Tony. I mean, hey, you guys gave me this opportunity, and I just wanted to give you your money's worth, you know. Come on out here. I have a question about the team's media in a second, as a 3-0 is a strike, 3-1. So to my understanding, this has not always been the norm for the West Coast League or even for this team having the simulcast between the video and the radio cast. Can you tell me how that's expanded throughout the West Coast League and even with just the Black Bears?
Yep, it has been a point of emphasis throughout the league, and again, I'll let you call the pitch.
Okay, 3-1 coming up from Toma, and a swing and a miss. Toma does have some great stuff, and he's more in control today than we've seen him all year, and the count full, 3-2.
One of the things that the league has elevated is things like it's like the broadcast. Every team has video broadcast. You can watch all the games, home and away. We are a data-driven. We do quite a bit with the baseball data that we produce. As
Marase misses the payoff, ball 4. That'll put 2 on with Emilio Corona stepping up. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Your Black Bears lead at 1-0 on the Bells.
Yep, and we now, as a league, everybody has TrackMan data that we utilize. It's a big part of our player development and a big part of what the players get out of it during the course of the summer and their programs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's able to track. Like, right now, everybody cares so much about spin rate, exit velocity, just spray charts, where guys are hitting. The fact that the league's able to provide all that to the coaches and players, to me, seems really like a big step in the right direction and is something that makes this league so attractive. Like, this league really feels like it is like almost an independent league, because I've worked in indie ball for a while and kind of get a similar vibe. It's at that level of competition and also the amount of data that they receive.
And we take the player development side seriously as organizations, and we're really proud of it.
Now the 0-1 after a foul ball is low as it dusts the plate 1-1. And let's talk about player development. I mean, I don't think you guys could have assembled a better coaching staff
I was
for
just
exactly
going to say that. That is a big piece of it, is taking what happens over the course of the summer, and we have a group in our dugout that is outstanding in terms of what they bring to the kids.
1-1, swing and a miss at the upstairs changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, you got Brian Burris. He's got 16 years of pro ball experience. Aaron Matthews had 8, including indie ball. Corey Kier is just a pitching coach legend in Oregon, and they got Shane McCarroll as the player manager for the Beavers.
Shane is our data master. He's the one who he really does it for the kids.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. And Marase kicks, delivers, just misses inside, 2-2. Now, it was a bit of a challenge because Gary Vance Hull was supposed to be the manager of this squad. And then did Brian Burris just kind of fall on your lap? I mean, that seems like a pretty big stroke of luck.
We have within our front office a relationship with Brian. We thought he might have an interest. It worked out really well for us that he came to us.
I think he's done a great job this year. He's been great for the guys. He's kept them loose all year. And I think especially the pitchers have improved because of his leadership. Now the 2-2, Marase up and in, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think in terms of somebody to learn from, if you're a pitcher, we're not going to get much better than Brian.
Except when he's arguing with Corey. One of the first times I was here, they argued about slider grips for about 20 minutes, and I just wanted to take notes the whole time. It was like a master class in learning how to get behind the baseball.
Those guys ought to have their own show.
Oh, they really should. It's the 3-2. Cut on a miss, strike 3. Toma time with the K here, and there's 2 away in the top of the 5th inning, and the lineup will flip back over for Daniel Jernin. He's over 2 with a pair of flyouts to center field. Now, I know you wanted to make some thank yous out here today.
I just want to thank you, and I'm not going to monopolize your entire ballgame call.
Hey, I'm having a great time with you up here.
I would like to thank our player families. I know a lot of them are listening. They have been great supporters. A number of them have come up to visit us here in Longview and to follow the players. And it's a big part of our Black Bears extended family. And I know that your production during the course of the year means a lot to them, to allow them to watch their players play and to get to know the other guys.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's been a goal of mine all season long. It's to make our players sound as good as possible as everybody else and also keep everybody entertained as, baseball, it's pretty long. This is our 57th game, and, it's always about 2.5 hours. So you want to try to make sure people are sticking around, even if it is their kid on the screen.
Well, just being up here for this couple of minutes, I am awed by by what you put together every night and the fact that you do it alone. It's really impressive, and you do a great job.
Thanks, Tony. We're going to have you come up again next year. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a rotating cast as Marase misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. And I'm glad you mentioned the families because they've been a big part of my experience here too. As you know, they recognize me from the post-game shows, and I'm just getting approached by these people I've never seen before. And they'll say, hey, stay frosty. I'm like, huh? Oh, hi, nice to meet you. So today I met Michael Benz's family. Jacob Stinson's dad seems to be at every game, even though he's from California.
Yeah, they've been great supporters, and we've seen them everywhere. We've seen them in Portland and Corvallis.
That one is belted, but foul, and the count even at 2-2. Yeah, we saw him in Yakima. Wenatchee, Del Tacolo's family was over there. Yep. The Burleys, I think, went to 9 games in a row.
In almost every ballpark that we have been, there have been player families, and it's great to go and you hear the isolated cheers for Cowlitz fans, and you look up and it's someone's family, and it's a blast.
You know what? It's got to be huge for the guys too, even if it's just like 1 or 2 people there, to know somebody there that's got your back that didn't take the bus with you. Now let's see if Toma can get out with another scoreless frame. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with the dangerous Daniel Jernin at the plate. He's got 2 men aboard. Marase kicks, delivers, fastball up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tony, it's been a great time having you up here today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
You said this is your first time. I don't believe you if it really is.
I'm pretty sure it is. I would have been this, or I wouldn't have been this nervous.
You were nervous? Nah, you came through cool as a cucumber the entire time. This has been
being here with a media star like you. It's difficult.
Thanks, Tony. All right, you're gonna get a little more time as Marase walks the bases loaded. Here's Alex Lambo. So Thomas struggled a little bit this year, but you can see the stuff is there.
Yeah,
he's got a great fastball curveball combo. If he commands that, he can be incredibly effective.
And I know he had an injury early on, and that has limited him somewhat. And just the summer is so quick that when guys do get dinged up a little bit, the season goes so quickly that it's sometimes difficult to make it back as quickly as you'd like.
First one to Lambo is grounded over to third. That's going to stay fair. Milcare's going to race his man to the bag and make the play for the final out of the inning. So 5 unassisted, cleans things up, and the Black Bears still have the shutout intact. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left to board. We're going to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through. 1-0 Black Bears lead over the Bells. Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been a blast.
Thank you for the summer, your professionalism, your broadcast. I enjoyed it when we're on the road, and I appreciate you inviting me up.
Thanks, Tony. I always appreciated those texts that you would send me on the road.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tony Bonacci. We'll be back with more Black Bears. Vargas is a lot closer to it than I am, but an unfortunate caught stealing for Fung, and he's down for out number 2. And the new arm is Garner Christensen, number 4. As now the 0-1 is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Bailey, well, the last hope for the Black Bears to come on and score a run here in the bottom of the 5th. So the last game of the regular season for the Black Bears has been a great one. We just had Tony Bonacci on to help wrap things up as Bailey hits one in the air over to shallow left. Hustling in, and it'll drop in front of Corona. So Bailey is 2 for 2 today, having himself a nice day. As Sean Mulcair looks to continue the success of this Black Bears lineup. He's 1 for 1. All right, so we're going to try to find out if Nishida can break the record with his next hit. And yes, he can. So if Riku Nishida gets a hit in his next at-bat, he's on deck. He'll be hitting 378. First one to Mulcair is fouled away. Of course, he's got to get up first. He doesn't have to do it this inning, but could do it in the next one. It's Mulcair behind in the count 0-1. Yeah, first all-time in batting average for the Black Bears is, of course, Ryan Kim of the 2017 team. There we go. And Kyle Knidge from 2013 was 373. Now Nishida up to 372 now. Came in at 371. And he's 1 for 2 in today's contest. But right now it's Mulcair looking for another hit today. He's got a double. 0-1 is golfed foul over on the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. And Mulcair's been a fun player for this team now. His average has been low, but he's been a great utility middle infielder for them. Has really played all over the diamond. And he's played first base, third base, second base, left field. I'm trying to see if he's played second or shortstop as well. And yeah, Mulcair has 4 innings there as he swings right through 5 holes, and he's going to get a chance to hustle over to first. So Mulcair is struck out, but it is a wild pitch third strike, and he's going to reach first. And now Riku Nishida with the base hit here could get the all-time Black Bear record for batting average. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out and a base hit.
Second baseman number 5, Riku Nishida.
And there's Nishida's pre-batting ritual between pitches with that right-handed swing. Of course, bats left-handed. 2 on and 2 down. 1-0 Black Bears lead. Mulcair on second, Bailey over there Mulcair on first, Bailey on second. That's a strike to Nishida, 0-1. Now you might be thinking, why is Nishida squaring around a bunt if he needs a hit and there's 2 outs? Well, Nishida can basically beat anything out to third base, especially if he drops one down. And the 0-1 is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike, or 1 ball and 1 strike. Series is tied at 1 apiece. The Black Bears with an extra inning victory in Game 1. The Bells in Game 2 win 11-8 in 10. And the Black Bears looking to win their 7th series of the second half as the 1-1 is taken outside. 2 balls and a strike to the Osaka, Japan native. Of course, Fan Appreciation Day, having a great time at the ballpark here in Longview. Plenty of fans out here beating the heat. And we're so happy that they've joined us out here, and we're so happy that you've joined us here on YouTube and KDO as the 2-1. Nishida squares a bunt down, and he's going to hustle it over to first. Picked up, he fires to first, and Nishida is out. So we're going to have to wait again for Nishida to try to get that hit. No runs on 2 hits. No errors, and 2 left aboard. Top 6 coming up. Black Bears 1, Bells none, and the Bells coming to bat at your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KDO. Top 6, Toma back out there, looking to follow Kelly Austin's shutout 3 with a trio of blank innings of his own. So far, so good. Toma, 35 pitches through 2 innings. And he's surrendered 2 hits, 3 walks, but no runs, and he's got a strikeout in there as well. So Bennett Lee, Cole Hinkleman, or rather A.J. Davis, and then Christensen, all coming up for Bellingham. Both these teams trying to get everybody out there. See if there's any more defensive changes for Cowles. I don't think we'll see any. I think the only player they have left on their bench is Dawson Martin, and he's going to bullpen catch. Oh, nope, there's Dawson Martin behind the plate. Okay. All right, so as I was saying that he probably isn't there, I saw Wilson Weber in the outfield. I'm like, what's he doing walking to the bullpen? As Martin receives the first pitch, a ball to Bennett Lee. 1 ball, no strikes. Cowles lead at 1-0, trying to end the regular season with a bang and get one more series win. Toma's 1-0. Look out, that's inside, and Lee takes one right on the hip, and he's a little frustrated on that, although certainly not intentional. So Lee's going to get on over to first, and here's now A.J. Davis. Or my mistake, no, not A.J. Davis. This is now Luis Aviles. So we'll look over at Aviles. We've seen him plenty of times. And Aviles hitting .233. First pitch from Toma. There's a strike in the count 0-1. Aviles from Palmetto Bay, Florida, goes to Tulane University. 5'11", 200 pounds, a .233 hitter with 27 hits and 116 at-bats, 13 runs scored, 7 doubles, 4 homers, and 21 runs batted in. He's currently on a 2-game hitting streak as he takes the second strike there. No balls and 2 strikes to the right-hander. And Aviles also a .336 on base and a .397 slugging. Toma trying to blow one right by him. He's got that fastball that he can put it up top, or a great curveball to try to drop in. Now he's going to go with the curve, but he missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Actually, my mistake. That's Toma's changeup, and that bites away from the right-handers. So Toma going for another 3-inning outing. He's got one already this season. As the 1-2 is downstairs with the fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Toma through 3 innings against Yakima Valley in a 12-8 loss. He went 3 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. That was his longest outing of the year. Checking over at the runner on first. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's behind Lee, or rather Aviles. Lee's going to easily get over to second. So that's a wild pitch for Toma, and that'll fill the count up 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up from Toma. Runner on second delivers, hit in the air, over to center field. Radomski is going to range back on it near the track, and he'll make the grab. Tagging is Lee. He's going to try for third, and he'll get there. So now a tying run just 90 feet from home. Off that deep fly ball to center field, and there's one down for Christensen. So this is Garner Christensen's first time up against the Black Bears this year.
For Garner Christensen.
Left-handed batter wearing the number 4. And Christensen making his 6th appearance of the year. Does not have an at-bat. And he goes to San Joaquin Delta College. Left-hander with a right-handed throwing arm as he fouls one off his ankle. And sounds like he probably broke his bat there. And the count 0-1 as Lee decided to hustle into home anyway, just in case. You always run that out. Now Sawyer Parkin starting to get loose for the Black Bears. And I think, is that Brock Mortensen catching him in the bullpen? I'm not 100% sure that's Wilson Weber. Well, they both have long hair. It is Mortensen. All right. Well, you know, Brock likes to do all sorts of stuff. He pitched a few games ago, and now he's the bullpen catcher. No balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Lefty at the plate in Christensen as Marase deals, misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. And the fans getting behind Marase here today, hoping to keep it a 1-0 Black Bear lead. Marase comes set right next to his head. He kicks, delivers. 1-1 is down and in. 2 balls and a strike. That's Toma's 46th pitch of the evening, and he's thrown 20 of them for strikes. And Christensen from Burlington Edison High School. He's from Bow, Washington. He's the 20th overall prospect coming out of his class in high school and the 3rd overall catcher, as this is a towering shot over to left, racing over his Bailey, and that's going to land right in front of the concession stand on that end, so the count even at 2-2. I'm trying to find Gardner's high school stats, but yeah, it doesn't always come up on the Max Preps. So nothing definitive here. But especially as the 3rd highest catching prospect in Washington, certainly a talented player. The 2-2 is fouled back, and we will do the count all over again. And if you missed our interview with Tony Bonacci earlier on this game, you can rewatch this in every Cowlitz Black Bears game on the Cowlitz Black Bears YouTube channel. So, hey, final regular season game, you can go back and watch every home game all over again if you want to. So 2 balls and 2 strikes from Marase. Lee with a big lead off the third base bag as look out, high and away. Martin checks on him. And now Marase in danger of issuing another walk. Again, Parkin is good to go, it looks like. One of the newer additions to the Black Bears squad, although they've used him a lot lately. He's certainly a great prospect, and he's going to be great at the University of Washington. He's got some stuff. Now the payoff from Toma, 3-2 downstairs, ball 4. And now runners on the corners for A.J. Davis, who's 1 for 2 today. And now I think that's going to be it. As Brian Burris is taking that slow stroll over to the mound, and that'll be it for Toma. So the manager is strutting on out. And a big round of applause for Marase in his final appearance with the Black Bears, coming from his teammates and from the fans alike. Called to the bullpen here. Top 6, 1 out. Black Bears 1, Bells none. Runners on the corners. And we'll be back right here on YouTube and KDO in just a moment.
Thank you, Toma. Great job this season.
Can we have 2 minutes, please?
Tip of the cap.
Thank you. It's Sawyer Parkin for the Black Bears in the top of the 6th inning. 1-0. Cowlitz up on Bellingham. And Parkin inheriting a bit of a tough situation. Runners on the corners. 1 down. Ground ball ends the inning, but A.J. Davis is up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. And against the Black Bears this series, 1 for 7. So hasn't hit particularly well in Cowlitz, but it's always tough to get a guy out so many times. So Sawyer Parkin, going to be a freshman at the University of Washington. And now Davis squaring around a bunt. That's going to pull in Mulcair. He pulls it back, and there's a strike. Nishida going to fire home after the throw. The tag! Oh, he's safe, and Dawson Martin can't believe it. And now he's got to try to fire for third. Mulcair with the tag, and also not in time. Oh, what a disaster play for the Black Bears there. That was a tough one. Christensen steals second. Bennett Lee scores on the throw, and then they weren't paying attention. So then Christensen going to get on over to third base. Well, now we're all tied up at 1. And the 1-0 is hit in the air.
Go ahead.
And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. That was rough right there. So that run is charged to Marase. So it's a stolen base. It's a score on the throw, and then advancement to third also on the throw. As now that one low. 2 balls and a 1 strike coming on up to A.J. Davis. Actually, now I'm not sure what the count is. It is 1-2. Okay, that's what I thought. And the 1-2. It's grounded over to second base. Nishida right there, holds the runner at third, and chucks it over to first to send him down for out number 1. Or out number 2, my mistake. So strike, ball, foul. There we go. All right, now we got it all sorted out. And Malachi Knight going to come on up as Davis is down on the 4-3. Runner stays at third. Knight is 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a line out. And Parkin delivers a beautiful slider on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, all tied up at 2. And it's a 1-1 game as the curveball is now swatted foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Parkin looking for another K. And Sawyer, right-handed pitcher. 1-0 with a 7.36 ERA and 4 appearances, and is now his 5th. 3.2 innings pitched, 3 2/3. 3 Ks, no walks, and 6 hits allowed. And the 0-2. Slider is away, blocked by Martin. He slides down to pick it up quickly. And that's going to leave Christensen over at third base. And today, really more than ever, we've got listeners all over the place. Of course, where all our Black Bears families are, California, Oregon, even some Canada, all over the place. But today, also Tennessee. My sister's tuning in, so what's up, Kat? Hanging on out as the 1-2 hit in the air over to right, and that's fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes. I'm very fortunate. I have a very supportive family. They listen to all these. They went to all my games growing up, and now that's carried over. It's a little bit easier for them now. They don't have to withstand the extreme heat and the cold. They can kind of just hang out in the central air that we've got back in Jersey. But big thank you to them. They're a big part of what we do here. As Knight fouls another one off, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Final game of the regular season in Longview before we get ready for the 2022 season. And Parkins, 1-2 pitch, breaking ball just a little high above Knight's belt, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And took John Pullen a second to decide what he wanted to do there, and ultimately noticed that it was upstairs. And the Deuces Wild pitch, slider down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Get it? All right, I got a text from my grandfather. He said, don't forget about Rutherford. Yes, of course, Rutherford, New Jersey, the birthplace of Zach Smollen's interest in the game of baseball. That's big thanks. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't do it without my grandfather, Alco Weiler. Actually, my grandfather, Ed Smollen, as well. Went to a lot of Liquid Blue Claw games with him. And, of course, my dad coached one of my teams. So all that leading up to here as Parkin walks Knight, and now Cody Schreier going to step up. He's 0 for 1 today. Fun game, fun broadcast. And it's a good one ahead of us. Hey, it's a 1-1 game in the top of the 6th. But this game's got a very different feel to it. It's very last day of school. You know, everybody's hanging out, having a good time, but you know, we've also got a close ball game on our hands, and Bellingham would love to get some momentum. And the Black Bears would love to end their regular season with a win. So the runners at the corners, Parkin looked over at Knight. There he goes. Pitch is in for a strike. Martin pump fakes the throw once and twice. So Knight with a swipe bag over there to second base. Another stolen base for the Bellingham Bells. Here, come on, Bears chant. Man, this crowd, Mike, has picked up more awesome things this season. Got some great fans here in Longview here on Fan Appreciation Day. As now the 0-1 from Parkin is hit in the air, and that's going to go foul behind home plate. 0-2, another chance to end the inning for Sawyer. Parkin joined the team in Ridgefield and gave up an earned run, recorded an out. Then Wenatchee gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. Again, Wenatchee earned the win by pitching a third of an inning. He's got some serious strikeout stuff. He's still young, so plenty of time to develop. As the 0-2 slider is a little outside, 1-2. Slider very similar to Kelly Austin's. He's got that late break, and he starts it away, and also has got some nice drop to it as well. So Schreier going to double tap the plate. He's good to go. Looking for his first hit today. He walked his last trip. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. The next one to Schreier is hit a frozen rope, and that's going to, well, that baseball's just got a spot in line over the concession stand. That's exactly where that landed. So now we'll have another 1-2 count here from Parkin. If he starts that slider a little more over the plate, he might be able to get that chase from Schreier. Let's see if he's got it. Martin setting up down and away. And Parkin delivers. There's that slider, and it caught a little too much plate as it's fouled and picked up by Mulcair. So we'll have another 1-2 count. So Parkin started that slider off the plate. You're not going to get a lot of chases if that's where that pitch begins. But if you start it right on the edge, it looks like a fastball most of the way, and then you're more than likely to get a nice little swing and miss. That's what Kelly does so well against right-handers, and Michael Benz as well for the Black Bears. 1-2. Breaking ball, he got him! Strike 3. Sawyer Parkin freeze frames him on the inside corner and catches him window shopping for the final out of the inning, but the Bells are able to bring 1 run across in the frame. No hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Black Bears looking to break the 1-1 tie as Cowlitz come to bat on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KDO.
Locally owned radio station, proud partners with the Black Bears. Home team 100.7 KLOG has the area's only full-time live and local news team.
Here we go with the bottom of the 6th inning. Bozette, Stinson, and Brown all due up as the Cowlitz Black Bears look to retake the lead. And now I'm getting blamed up here by Justin Ford and Josh Kirschenbaum. They all say that I jinxed the games. And now Ryan agrees from Bellingham. It's still an hour and a half in. We're in the bottom of the sixth. We're plugging along here. This is a Black Bears game. First one to Bozette is line, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So Bozette, and it's going to get around Malachi Knight. Bozette might get 3. He's going to stop at second. I might have had a chance, but pretty smart there for Bozette to hold on there. So Brock with a hard liner, another extra base hit for him. And that's actually going to go as a single and an error, so no extra base hit.
That'll bring up right fielder number 18.
And Bozette to second on the E9. Here's Jacob Stinson, who's 0 for 2. Well, Stinson crushed one the last time. We thought he might get that all-time team leading triple. Let's see if he can get it here. And the first one to Stinson was high and outside, 1-0. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and lined out in today's game. Looking to extend a hitting streak of his own. 1-0. Is it foul? No balls, and 1 ball and 1 strike now to Stinson. Yeah, Stinson and his dad were talking about his streak before, but they didn't want to talk about it too much. They were trying also, speaking of jinxes, they were trying not to jinx his streak, but hasn't worked. And now 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob. The next offering is a breaking ball. That's a strike in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacob Stinson leads the Black Bears this year with 18 multi-hit games. It's been quite the season for him, and it's going to be great to see what numbers he puts up in the University of Nevada, Reno this upcoming spring. He's got a chance to knock it a run. 1-2. Way inside, and that hit him. So Stinson gets hit on the shoe tops, and he'll move on over to first base. So now 2 on for Sam Brown.
Two on for number 39, first baseman, Sam Brown.
So Spickelmeyer against Brown. James has thrown 20 pitches, 14 for strikes. Now a quick discussion between the Bells manager and John Pullen about that hit by pitch. It's Adam Gieslin, and just trying to get some words in about that. I mean, hey, ultimately it's up to the umpire whether or not it hit him. Didn't really see Stinson flinching or anything like that, but might have just grazed the shoe tops. Here we go. Well, he was your bullpen catcher. And now he's warming up in the pen, although I don't know if he's going to be coming in or not, but Brock Mortensen is out there. Now that discussion is done, and they're going to keep the runner over at first base. All right, so still just pleased with the call, but that's where we're at right here. They did hit Stinson, and Sam Brown looking to break his 0 for 2 stretch today. A couple of Ks. All right, so it takes a while, but Brown is back up there with Wilson Weber's orange bat, orange barrel with a bright tan handle. First one to Sam is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And then on deck is Johnny Radomski, who's taking over for Brock Moore. Oh, well, yeah, Mortensen can't come in the game because he started and then exited. So he's just having a little fun over in the bullpen with Wilson Weber. 0-1, 2 on. Corners are in for Bellingham, although Brown is certainly not going to bunt, as this is hit in the air over to left center. There's Jernan, calls off Corona, and makes the catch to put him away for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. And we'll see right-hander Johnny Radomski stepping on in there. He's out there in center field now for the Black Bears. Radomski from San Diego Christian College, 5'11", 180 pounds, 24-year-old. Is hitting 109, 7 hits and 64 at-bats, 13 scored, a double, 2 triples, and 2 runs batted in And he's on a current 0 for 9 stretch. Last hit was in Ridgefield, where he went 1 for 5 and scored twice. Big lead from Bozette off second as the first pitch to Radomski is hit in the air over to straightaway center. Durnan dances around and then is able to make the grab. So Radomski is promptly retired. 2 quick outs after the first 2 reads for the Black Bears. And now it'll be Dawson Martin coming on up.
To the plate now for the Black
Dawson
Bears.
from Sparks,
New
Nevada,
catcher, number 16,
hitting 195,
Dawson
16 hits and 82
Martin.
at-bats, 6 runs scored, 6 doubles, no triples, no homers, 4 ribbies. He's on the 2-game hitting streak. He actually has an extra base hit in 3 of his last 5 games. And Spickelmeyer gets ready to deliver to Martin. First one is big, swing and a miss in the count 0-1. Martin's been hitting the ball better and better with each passing game. You really see him starting to barrel it up a little more. We just learned right here, the Field of Dreams game between the Yankees and White Sox. It's the 0-1, he's down and away. Played in Iowa on the field that, of course, is from the storied film starring Kevin Costner. And Tim Anderson hits a walk-off home run into the corn stalks in right field. So a dramatic ending. I mean, I can't be too upset about that. I'm a Yankees fan, but you know what? If that's the way the game's going to end, then that's pretty cool. 1-1 is downstairs. He's going to ricochet off of Christensen's gear, and both runners will advance on that wild pitch. So now the go-ahead is just 90 feet from home. And a 2-1 count coming up to Dawson Martin. So the Yankees lose that one 9-8. And the first Major League Baseball game ever played in Iowa. Now 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Spickelmeyer gets set. The lights are now on at David Story. And delivers again. Martin fouls one. Ooh, just out of the hands of the Bells coach over there. He almost made a nice play on it inside the dugout, and the count now even at 2-2. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 7 left for the Bells. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, and 3 left aboard for the Black Bears. And now time called. And he's back and ready to go. And the 2-2. Way upstairs, and Martin with the wise take that time. Count runs full with Matty Fung waiting on deck. So mention it again. If the Count's Black Bears win today and end the regular season with a 25-23 record, they will have the all-time Black Bears lead in single-season winning percentage. And that'll be at 52% as Martin rips one, and that's a base hit. Bozette will score. Stinson to third. It is a go-ahead RBI single for Dawson Martin, and the Black Bears are back ahead. It's 2-1.
Break out those rally towels, Busac, electric rally towels.
So you love to see it in Martin's first at-bat of the game. Knocks in another run. And here comes Matty Fung looking to extend the inning.
Number 1, Matty Fung, a big welcome to the plate.
It's now Weber and Mortensen taking turns as Wilson Weber is now pitching off the bullpen mound. Fung 1 for 1 with a base hit. And now 7 hits for the Black Bears today. And the first pitch to Fung, swing and a miss at the outside, offering no balls and 1 strike. Take a look at some out-of-town scoreboards here in the West Coast League with the South playoff race firmly set to go, and well, it's looking good for Ridgefield. They're winning 2-0 on Walla Walla. Port Angeles with a 4-1 lead on Portland in the bottom of the 5th. Ben Corvallis just getting going in the bottom of the 3rd in a scoreless tie. And then also outside of the South Division, in the North Division, Wenatchee are beating up on Yakima Valley. It's 7-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. It's the 0-1 popped up bunt by Fung, and that'll go foul 0-2 into the screen. Maybe Fung's seeing something there with A.J. Davis playing deep, trying to drop one down. Now he's got to work with an 0-2 count. And no balls, 2 strikes, 2 down to Fung. And fouled away. We'll do it again. Martin was off and running on the pitch there. And next one to Spickelmeyer is downstairs, gets away. Martin's going to get to second, but Stinson's going to have to stay put. And now both members of the Wolfpack are in scoring position for the Black Bears, and they count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes just off the edge there with the Spickelmeyer fastball. And nobody warming in the Bell's pen just yet, so Spickelmeyer will probably be out for the 7th as well. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Fastball, try to gas him up, but missed tying away. And after jumping ahead 0-2, Fung has worked the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's got Stinson on third, Martin on second base. Martin with an RBI single, Stinson with the hit by pitch. And the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Fung is down on strikes, and that is how we will end the inning. But the Black Bears are able to score 1 run on 2 hits and no errors, 2 left aboard. We go to the top of the 7th. It's a 1-run lead for the Black Bears, 2-1 with the Bells coming to bat on your home for Black Bears baseball, 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO Longview Kelso, and of course the Black Bears YouTube channel. We're in the top of the 7th inning now.
Black Bears would like to thank the Roof Doctor.
2-1, the Black Bears lead it over the Bellingham Bells as Sawyer Parkin back out for another inning of work. So that means Toma Marase's day is done. Toma went 2 1/3 innings, allowing 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. So that's it for Toma. As Sawyer Parkin is in, he's eligible for the win for the Black Bears. As now they have the 2-1 lead with him on the mound. It's going to be Emilio. Oh, no more Emilio Corona. Here's Nick McLean. McLean, Jernin, Lambo all due up. And the first one to McLean is a fastball upstairs, 1-0. McLean this series is hitting quite well. He had 2 hits and 10 at-bats, but he did score 3 times and also walked and swiped it back. It's 1-0 out in front. 1 ball and 1 strike. And McLean, a .241 hitter on the season. He's got 14 hits and 58 at-bats, 11 scored. 4 RBI, a pair of doubles, as that one's low, 2-1. And he's also sporting a 4-game hitting streak, counting non-league games. 2-1. Lined into center, hustling over is Radomski. On the run, makes the grab. Johnny Radomski showing off the wheels in center field. And he puts him down for the first of the top of the 7th inning. Wow, that was an impressive play by Radomski out there. He had to jump on that ball as soon as it was hit in order to have a play on it. And boy, did he turn on the Jets. What a catch. So now Daniel Jernin hitting .333 here at LCC in this series and takes one inside 1-0. He's 0 for 2 today, though, with a pair of flyouts and a walk. Base is empty. Black Bears with a 1-run lead as Parkin gets a foul ball off the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the Bells with somebody getting hot over in their pen. And it's been a great year for the Black Bears. We have had a tremendous staff. Great support. Kerry Gateau running the show here at the ballpark with Tyler Roach. That's really our entire operations crew. And then everyone that they've hired. As Jernin fouls one away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1-2-3-2-5-4. 1-2-3-2-5-4.
And, of course, Gus Farah, who's actually out there. I think he's pouring beers today as well. He's our GM, but he's a little bit of a do-it-all guy. Also the GM of Ridgefield, as this is now hit in the air to high and deep right center. But Radomski's got a good read on it. And we'll put it down for the final out of the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. A perfect 1-2-3 for Parkin. Now, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Must be in some kind of fugue state. Maybe, you know what it was? Radomski's catch was so good, it deserved 2 outs. That's what we got. Now another pinch hitter coming up. And he takes a strike, 0-1. This is Ezra Samperi. Yes, thank you, Ryan. And thank you for telling your audience about my error. They didn't have to know. That's outside 1-1. You can tell it's the last game. We're having a blast today. This is a lot of fun. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, and the inning is not over and will continue to not be over as this is lined up the middle for a base hit. So I apologize to the Bellingham Bells as the inning is not ended. And now Bennett Lee going to come up as nice little hit there by Ezra Samperi. So here's Bennett Lee, the DH. He's 0 for 1. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, and flat out. Now Philip Rowe warming in the pen for the Black Bears. He'll probably come out for the 8th and 9th innings. Big lead off the bag at first by Samperi. And Parkin must have heard me because he fires over quickly. So Samperi has not been in since August 8th against Highline. He was a 286 hitter. And he does not have a... No, he does. He has 5 stolen bases, including non-leagues, and has been caught 3 times. And the first pitch now to Lee. Curveball in for a strike in the count 0-1. So Parkin, I've been told he has a slider, but that pitch moves a little bit more like a curve. So I wonder if it's different adjustments of the same grip, or if he does, in fact, have 2 different pitches. Because looking up on him on his perfect game profile, or in his Northwest profile, it did show that it said curveball / slider, so it's a little tough to tell because it does break 2 different ways. So no one coming up to Lee after the breaking ball first pitch and a couple of checks on the runner. There's another breaking ball, and it's fouled right back, and the count now 0-2. So Samperi with the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Bellingham Bells as the Black Bears lead it by a score of 2-1. They will send up Bailey Mulcair-Nishida in the bottom of the 7th inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Samperi's got some speed over there. Another throw. The tag is not in time. So we'll have another 0-2 coming on up. On the other side, the Black Bears, 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left aboard. And the 0-2. Swung on in line right at Bozetu. Gets down to his knees to make the play and put him down for, I promise, this is the actual final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. We go to stretch time at David Story, bottom of the 7th. Bailey Mulcair-Nishida coming up in a 2-1 ball game against Bellingham on your home for Cal's Black Bears Baseball, YouTube and KDO.
This is for a
All right, bottom of the 7th inning, a little rendition to take me out to the ball game before now. Jace Bailey, Sean Mulcair, and Riku Nishida will step on up against a new arm, and it's going to be Noah Ferguson for the Bellingham Bells. And Ferguson making just his... Oh, we had it in non-league. There we go. That's why we had an issue there. So Noah Ferguson making his 14th appearance of the year for the squad. And we will close the book on Spickelmeyer. So Spickelmeyer on the hook for the loss as he went 2 innings, surrendering 1 earned run on 4 hits, 2 Ks, and no walks. The Bells have not walked a batter today. Allowed 7 hits, though, and also those pair of runs. 24 strikes out of 36 pitches for Spickelmeyer. That's 66.7%. As we'll now look to give you Ferguson's full number. So again, including non-leagues, this is his 14th appearance. He's 0-2 with a 3.93 ERA. Started 18 in the 3rd innings with 19 Ks, 6 walks, 10 hits. He's got a whip of .92 in his last appearance against Highline when a scoreless inning, striking out 1. And Ferguson from Salem, Oregon.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th.
5'9", 160 pounds from Pacific Lutheran University.
Number 12, Jace Bailey.
And now the right-hander will have to figure out Jace Bailey, something that no other Bells pitcher has been able to do today. He's 2 for 2. A couple of base hits, one over to right and the other to left. So here we go with Ferguson. First time against the Black Bears this season. Ooh, he's got the high socks look. That's usually a sure sign of a good reliever. As the first one, Bailey squares around the bunt. Oh, he got it down somehow. Picked up by Ferguson. He's going to throw to first and just beats Bailey. Wow, what a play there. That was bizarre. So Bailey pulled it back, but still somehow made contact and almost beat it out as well. But instead it's caught over at first and is sent down for the first out of the inning.
To the plate now for the Black Bears, number 7, Sean.
So that's a 1-3 here. Sean Mulcair, who's 1 for 2 with a double and a reach on a wild pitch, 3rd strike. Now Ferguson sets. He's got 1 out here on just the 1 pitch as he delivers to Mulcair. Ooh, way downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Be Mulcair, and then we'll flip back over to the top of the order here at David Story Field. So glad you've joined us here on YouTube and KEDO. Having a great time here from the press box in Longview. And now the 1-0 pitch coming up to Sean is high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So Ferguson having a little bit of trouble throwing strikes against the left-handed batter. That can be an issue for righties sometimes, especially in the college level or just coming out of high school into college. Not used to throwing to too many left-handers. Now the 2-0 is swung on and foul-tipped into Christensen's glove. 2-1 coming on up. And Ferguson, a almost exclusive. Yeah, no, he is an exclusive relief arm for the team. He's got a save mixed in there. Mostly middle relief all the way through. Pretty reliable. Joined the team for June 5th against Port Angeles and has stuck with them since. This is outside, 3-1. And, of course, a 2-1 game here at David Story. Final game of the regular season for the Black Bears. And we're going to wrap it up with not only a victory to make them the best Black Bears team of all time by terms of winning percentage, but also a 7th series win out of 8 series in this second half. They've been great in the second half, 14-9. And now the 3-1 pitch coming up to Mulcair in the 2-1 ball game. He delivers. Mulcair swings right through it. That pitch would have been a strike anyway on the outside corner. And the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Phillip Rowe continuing to get ready in the Black Bear pen. Up next, Riku Nishida, looking to come up here in the 7th inning. And the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mulcair is down on strikes, and he's sent down swinging for out number 2 as Ferguson gets his first K. That's the 6th of the evening for the Black Bears. Here comes Riku Nishida, who's 1 for 3.
His second baseman, Riku Nishida.
So Riku can not get the average record with a hit here. I think he's going to need 2 more. He's 1 for 3 today with a pair of groundouts and a single. Though he did increase his hitting streak and non-base streak to 10 and 23 games, respectively. As the first one to Riku misses way inside and count 1-0. So Riku now 44 for 119. If he goes 46 for 121, he'll be up to 380. And if he goes 45 for 120, he'll be at 375. So he'll actually be tied for first if he gets a hit here. So 1-0 is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. So if Riku gets a hit here, he'll tie the record, and he'll get it outright if he gets 2 hits in his next 2 at-bats. Let's double check there. We don't want to miss out on that. But I believe it was Kim with a 375. As Riku takes one up and in, and the count now 3 balls and no strikes, so Nishida might not get a chance to get a hit in this at-bat. Yeah, indeed was Ryan Kim, 375. And right now, Riku's sitting at 44 for 119 as he takes a strike there. So back into a competitive count, 3-1. He's at 369. And he's still now in 3rd place. So a lot of fluctuation can occur in this one at-bat. Although I'm pretty sure he's got a deadlock on 3rd. I don't think there's a situation where he drops below that. As now he swings right through the next one. And now the count full, 3-2 to Nishida. 2-1 ball game. Black Bears up on the Bells in the bottom of the 7th with 2 away. Riku looking for 1 more hit this season. Ferguson got a bizarre out on a bunt and then struck out Sean Mulcair. And the 3-2. Swung on, hit in the air. Oh, that's going to go foul. Looked like Nishida might have got a run over on the left field line, but ends up spitting too far over into the netting. It's now another payoff pitch coming up to Riku. See if Nishida can make it happen here under the bright lights in Lower Columbia College. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. And he deals. Nishida takes one high, ball 4. So Nishida will take that walk and get on over to first base. And, hey, he might have another chance to do it in the 9th, especially if Brock Bozette can make something happen here.
That'll bring up shortstop, number 3, Brock Bozette.
So Bozette alone at 2nd place all time in the Black Bears RBI list. Needs 3. As he lines one into right. That's going to go for a base hit. Nishida's going to hustle hard and head for 3rd. Here comes the throw. It's on line, but not in time. Bozette's going to try for 2nd base. And Brock Bozette is able to get himself a base hit and then over to 2nd on the throw. A solid game for him today in his final one in a Black Bear uniform of 2021.
Right
so after 2 quick outs, the Black Bears creating some traffic here, and here's Jacob Stinson. Stinson, a lefty against right-handed Ferguson. Ferguson takes stock of the 2 base runners, delivers. Stinson squared to bunt, pulled it back. It's a strike anyway, 0-1. Beautiful sunset here, David Story. One of the best we've had all season. Hues of magenta, orange, and some deep violet out with the clouds over there beyond the left field wall and just across the trees over there. No balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Ferguson delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's a strike to Ferguson, or rather to Stinson from Ferguson. Count 0-2 to the Black Bears number 3 hitter. Stinson can use a line drive base hit. Get his first one of the ball game. 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. Also been hit by a pitch. And Ferguson's 0-2. Swan and miss. Strike 3. And Stinson down on strikes to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left the board. Top of the 8th coming up. Black Bears lead at 2-1 on Bellingham with the Bells coming to bat on your homes for Counts Black Bears Baseball YouTube at KUDO.
.311 Pine Street in Kelso for being a big supporter.
All right, here we go now. For the Black Bears, they lead it by a score of 2-1 against the Bells. Philip Rowe is in to try to nail things down here. Dale Tacklow getting hot in the bullpen. It's going to be Luis Aviles, Gardner Christensen, and A.J. Davis all coming up for the Bells as they look to strike back. They've only scored once. That was in the 6th, and Talents bounced right back and were able to get a run of their own off a Dawson Martin single. So, Rowe entering, Parkin exiting. Parkin eligible for the win. He went 1 2/3 innings to not allow a run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And the young right-handed pitcher threw 32 pitches, 22 strikes. That is 68.8%. And Rowe is 0-1 with a 27 ERA in 3 games, 1 2/3 innings pitched. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hits. And yeah, the ERA is high, but he hasn't pitched a lot of innings. Last outing against Bellingham, he picked up the loss. That was in last night's game where he went 1/3 of an inning and allowed 2 earned runs on a hit and a walk. Now Luis Aviles will step up. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout over to straightaway center field, actually on the track. Radomski had to make a good route to that ball in order to make a play on it.
Number 8, Luis Aviles.
So Aviles a righty against Rowe, a right-hander. Rowe is 6'5" and 230 pounds. First pitch from Rowe is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Tacklow might be the last pitcher the Black Bears use, probably in the 9th. See what Rowe's got here in the top of the 8th. Although if he's pitching well, we'll send him right back out there. It's the 1-0. Is a strike on the outside corner. Goes with the change. We'll even the count now at 1. Counts Black Bears looking for win number 25 in the West Coast League. Win number 31 overall. As if they win today, they'll go 31, 25, and 1, including the non-league game. So very successful year for them. As Rowe's off speed upstairs, 2-1. Coming to a close here, perhaps just 2 more innings left of the 2021 Black Bears season. It's been a great one, traveling all around the West Coast, and the guys have improved vastly as, that one's upstairs by Rowe, 3-1, and Dawson Martin going to go out to chat with him. And Rowe with 4 pitches so far, just 1 for strikes. And we'll try to get Rowe's numbers in terms of balls and strikes. His strike percentage sitting at 44.7%. And his first pitch strike percentage is just 18.2, but again, in very limited time. So now 3-1 coming up to Aviles. And he delivers, misses upstairs, ball 4. So Aviles will trot on over to first, and Garner Christensen will step to the plate, and Corey Keir immediately going to go out there and have a chat as Brock Mortensen getting to reprise his role over there in the bullpen as the bullpen catcher for Dale Tackalo. Yeah, Rowe has had some control issues since coming to the Black Bears. Goes to Columbia Basin College. And it's from Kirkland, Washington. Trying to get some big outs as Rowe has not gotten longer than 1 inning in an outing for the Black Bears against 3 appearances. One against Ridgefield, one against Wenatchee, and the last against Bellingham that came yesterday.
Go to budclary.com. You can do that right now on your phone, budclary.com.
So now the deliberation disperses. Oh, Corey Keir's got one more thing to say. Oh, all right, we're good to go. So they're all going back, and it's going to be the right-hander Rowe against the left-handed hitting Gardner Christensen. And Christensen 0 for 0 with the walk today, and then he ended up getting stranded at third base. Young fan shouting what we all want to happen on the field. He says ground ball double play. That's a fan that knows his stuff right there. First one from Rowe. Oh, I thought he was going to get it after he tapped that one, but that goes foul, 0-1. That would have been something else. We would have had to have that kid start shouting all sorts of other stuff then, like home run Brock Mortensen or strikeout Phillip Rowe. We could use that as well. Anything that helps. Rowe on his way to a K, though. And decides to fire to first. Not in time. Sam Brown doesn't even get the tag on him as Avila slides back in there easily. What a great year from this Callants coaching staff. We were talking to Tony Bonacci about it earlier on in this broadcast. Corey Keir, Brian Burris, Aaron Matthews, Shane McCarroll. What a group they've assembled as this throw has been tossed into right field. And it's going to be tough for the guys to get to it. Brown finally is able to collect the ball as he fires it in. And Luis Avila is going to get all the way to third on the E1. Second error for Callants today. And now the tying run just 90 feet from home. So that'll bring the infield in here. It's the 0-1. It's hitting the air over to left. Bailey's got to go back on it. That should score the run as he's running backwards. And he just fires it into second. Christensen with the sacrifice fly run scores. And we're all tied up at 2 here in Longview. So now A.J. Davis will come up with nobody on, 1 down, and a tie ball game 2-2. And Rowe only had 7 pitches, though, as the first offering from him misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Davis is 1 for 3, line drive and a ground out on the outside of a single. And the 1-0 squares the bunt, pulls it back in. The pitch is high. 2 balls and no strikes from the Columbia Basin righty. Yeah, they're looking for some good stuff from him out here. There's certainly some promise given his frame and the velocity he's able to get on that fastball at times as he dips in that breaking pitch on the outside corner, 2-1. So you imagine the Black Bears will go to Tackalo for the 9th inning. Or maybe even Keegan Wright to pick up the save, although he did go 3. In game number 1 is that breaking ball right on the inside corner, 2-2. Nice little front door pitch from Rowe that time, and certainly had Davis fooled. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a 1 away here. Tie ball game at 2 after the sac fly by Gardner Christensen. And Rowe deals curveball upstairs. Full count, 3-2. And we hope to see you back in the 2022 season. Another great year of Black Bears baseball. Canadian teams will be back. Be a fantastic season as Rowe misses down and away. And now a walk from him. So a walk, sac fly. So I believe 2 walks from Rowe. And the sac fly, so no hits as Malachi Knight steps on in. He's 0 for 2. He struck out, lined out, and walked.
Number 24, Malachi Knight.
So Brown going to hold Davis on at first base. And Davis might take a larger lead because of the last pickoff throw Rowe made as he floats the curveball outside. Martin fires over. Did he keep his foot on the bag? Yes, he did for A.J. Davis. That was a close one. And well, they count 1 ball and no strikes after the pitch. And looking for another double play ball. And Rowe delivers. Curveball, little low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Black Bears will send up Brown, Radomski, and Martin. And Dawson, of course, drove in the last run for the team, and that was when, or right after, the Bells scored in the 6th inning. So let's see if we can have him answer again. As another throw to first is away from Brown, and we might have a similar problem as before. Davis is going to round second, head to third, and another 2-base error in the field. That's the second error for Phillip Rowe, and the count remains 2-0. And now Nishida going to go and give him a little vote of confidence. That's another thing Riku's good at. Like, not only is he a great fielder, hitter, base runner, but he's also a fantastic teammate. Everybody you talked to, actually one of his Mount Hood teammates in attendance today, he's an ex-Bellingham Bell, and he was talking about how great Riku was to play with over there. So now the 2-0 is upstairs, 3-0, and this will probably be Rowe's final batter. And Rowe's 3-0 delivery is a strike at the belt there with the curve. So he's bringing it back in. Cody Schreier waits on deck. He's the number 8 batter for the Bells. Infield in, 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Rowe deals. And this is hit in the air over to center field. This should score the run. Radomski can't find it in the light. He makes the grab. Picks it up. He's going to fire home. It's a good throw. Martin picks it up. The tag! Not in time. So another sac fly this inning. No hits for the Bells in the frame, but they do have 2 runs as Davis is able to score, and now Bellingham lead it by a score of 3-2. So no more decision for Parkin. Decision goes to Rowe, and now Cody Schreier, 0 for 2 with a lineout, a walk, and a strikeout, steps up to the plate.
Cody Schreier.
So again, no hits this inning as Rowe hits the low outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The Black Bears will need another comeback effort, another close contest against Bellingham as Rowe misses away 1-1. And I think that just furthers the point that the Bells are basically the Black Bears of the North Division. Good pitching staff. They hit about league average, and again, their records are almost exactly the same as the 1-1 is high and outside, 2-1 to today's starting shortstop for Bellingham. And I'd like to remind you to make sure you stay tuned after the final out for the final Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show brought to you by the Daily News of 2021. As Rowe again misses up, 3-1 is the count. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 8 left for Bellingham. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 7 left for the Black Bears. And Rowe kicks, delivers, 3-1, down and away, ball 4, gets away from Martin. Schreier's going to get over to first, and now Nick McLean going to step up with a man on and 2 down. Let's see what Corey Keir and Brian Burris decide to do here. And they're going to let Rowe get out of this inning on his own. Kelly Austin came in, had a phenomenal start, went 3 innings, struck out 3. And was followed by Tomo Marase, who gave up just 1 run on 4 walks, 2 hits, did strike out a batter. Sawyer Parkin was good in his 1 2/3. Allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, no runs. His first pitch to McLean is a strike, 0-1. McLean, the rare collegiate switch hitter. He's had to bat left-handed all game, though, against an exclusive right-handed staff for the Black Bears as of right now. And the runner goes. The 0-1 is upstairs. Martin can't even get the throw off as Schreier got an outstanding jump. And now Schreier going to have second base. So Schreier now with stolen base number 5 and as many tries as the next one dusts the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rowe, after a long set, delivers the 2-1. Breaking ball inside, 3-1. Rowe at 27 pitches, 9 strikes. And Takalo continuing to get ready. He might be coming in if McLean reaches base for free. Wynn coming in from left center. The 3-1 is sky high, ball 4. Rowe issuing his 4th walk of the inning. And I think that'll be it. I've seen Brian Burris moving around over there. And it is time now for Dale Takalo. So he calls time and makes the walk out there to go and grab Phillip Rowe. Daniel Jernan will come on up with 2 down in the top of the 8th. And a 3-2 Bells lead over the Black Bears. We'll step aside here for Dale to warm up. Right here on your homes for Cowlitz Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KEDO. Dale Takalo. Yep. Dale. All right, can we have 2 minutes, please? Thank you. Daniel Jernan, or rather to come on in here in the top of the 8th with 2 down as Dale Takalo going to take over. The 2 runners on base are the responsibility of Phillip Rose. Shire and McLean both on by way of base on balls. No hits allowed in the inning, but 2 for the Bells in terms of runs. Jernan's 0 for 3 has belted the ball to center 3 times and walked. The first one from Takalo is downstairs. Oh, a strike on the outside corner. You know, that strike was Dawson Martin. Picking that one up. A nice frame, 0-1. Takalo 1-0 with a 5.91 ERA, 17 games, 4 starts, 35 innings, 28 strikeouts, 15 walks, 38 hits. That's a 1.38 whip. His last time out against Bellingham was yesterday. He allowed 1 run in 1 2/3 innings on a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. As this popped up to the right side, Brown right there, and makes the play for the final out of the inning. So the Bells score 2 runs on no hits, 2 errors, and 2 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Black Bears looking to get those runs back with Brown, Radomski, and Martin. You won't want to miss it right here on YouTube and KDO. Bells lead at 32. All right, here we go. Sweet Caroline time here at the ballpark. Me and Corby having a good time over up here in the press box as Sam Brown, Johnny Radomski, Dawson Martin to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th against Noah Ferguson. Cowlitz lead, or rather trail by a score of 3-2 after a pair of sac flies. No hits in the last inning for Bellingham, but able to take advantage of a few defensive mistakes. And now we'll look to lock it down. They need 6 more outs. All right, so Ferguson, final warm-up toss. Let's do it with Sam Brown at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Couple of Ks and a flyout. The tying run is at the plate every time the Black Bears send somebody up here.
3933 is the number on your blue tick. Actually,
and as we're headed towards the end of this game, the Black Bears would also like to thank their sponsors over at the State Farm Agents in Longview, Washington. Bob Beal and Scott Fisher have your back for all your insurance needs in the area. Contact Bob at 360-425-5432 and Scott Fisher at 360-432-9500. State Farm of Longview, proud sponsors of the Cowlitz Black Bears. Ferguson's first pitch to Brown is scooped foul on the left side, 0-1. Brown looking to extend that hitting streak. And he's got, I believe, 12 games. Long look from Ferguson, the 0-1. Is waved. Had to miss that time from Brown, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Brown at the plate with some power and the wind blowing out towards right field. Ferguson kicks, he delivers the 0-2, and Brown fouls one off again, so the count will remain. Ferguson has thrown 21 pitches, 14 strikes. That's 66.7%. As Ferguson in his last frame walked a batter, allowed a hit, and struck out 2. And this could very well be Brown's final at-bat in the Black Bears uniform. Came in and was a fantastic addition to this team, and of course riding an 11-game winning streak, or hitting streak, as that one's away. I guess, winning streak at the plate. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Brown holds the bat out in front of his head. Open stands for the power hitting left-hander. Also going to pitch out of the pen in Portland is a rumor that I've heard. As now the 1-2, look out. Oh, they got him, strike 3. Brown had to move out of the way of that pitch. But it's called a strike anyway, and he's down looking for out number 1. Now here's Johnny Radomski, 0 for 1 with a flyout.
Now for the Black Bears, number 8, Johnny Radomski.
Bottom 8, 1 down, Radomski up 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch to him is waved at a missed, 0-1. Black Bears need to add at least 1 run in order, or rather 2 runs to avoid having to come up in the bottom of the 9th, but definitely going to need to get something going against Ferguson here. Now, Noah did get 2 quick outs in the 7th inning before walking a batter and allowing a hit, as that's upstairs now. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Black Bears center fielder. And Keegan Wright getting loose for the Black Bears. If he appears in the game, he will make a list for an all-time leader, as the breaking ball is high and away, 2-1. Yeah, if Keegan Wright comes on in, he'll make his 22nd league appearance for the team, and that'll be tied with Henry Omana, who did it twice, once in 2013 and once in 2014, and then Ellis Stevens, who did it in 2019. So 2 balls, 1 strike he deals. Radomski, up and in. And the count now 3-1. Bottom 8, 3-2 lead for the Bells. 3-1 count to Radomski. And he deals. Upstairs, ball 4, so there's your tying run aboard. And Radomski going to strut on over to first. Here's Dawson Martin, who has an RBI in today's game. So, as of right now, it's looking as if the Ridgefield Raptors might be in the driver's seat for the final spot. Ridgefield lead Walla Walla 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Bend are leading Corvallis 4-1. And Portland are getting beat up by the lefties 7-1 in the top of the 8th. So if there's a three-way tie, which will happen if the Raptors, Elks, and Pickles all hold their scores there, in a three-way tie, the Raptors win because of their sweep against the Bend Elks, 6-0 in the regular season. So Martin cuts at that one and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Dawson is 1 for 1 with a base hit. And Radomski with a nice lead off the bag over at first. Ferguson delivers, slider, misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Martin and then Fung, so Fung will be another lefty that Ferguson's got to face off against. So we're now 2 hours and 29 minutes into today's game. Ferguson from the stretch decides to fire to first. Radomski does a quick little butterfly move with his hands like a butterfly swim stroke and then dives back over. Still a little Olympic fever going on up here. The 1-1 coming on up to Dawson. Big spot for him. Black Bears are vastly out-hitting the Bellingham Bells, but Bellingham lead it by a score of 3-2. And the 1-1 is hit in the air, foul by Dawson. And the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. Fung, a guy that knows how to come up with a clutch hit. He waits on deck. Radomski's got some pretty solid speed over there on the bag at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 down. Righty versus righty. And Ferguson kicks, delivers. Oh, look out, up and in, and a little chin music to Martin. And it's certainly not intentional. I mean, there's no reason to hit a batter in a 3-2 ball game and a 2-strike count. Some fans unhappy about where that pitch was. I mean, you could be upset about where it ended up, but I mean, it certainly was not on purpose for Ferguson. So now 2-2 coming up to the right-handed hitting catcher. He kicks, he fires. That one hits him up on the shoulders, and Martin is frustrated. So back-to-back pitches up and in, slipping out of Ferguson's hand, and now the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead on first base.
Now to the plate for the Black Bears.
So now Matty Fung steps up. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and struck out today. Including non-league games, Matty has 6 runs batted in. Radomski, a lot of speed over there at second base. Dawson with some deceptive speed over at first. He's not a slow runner. He's about average, so he's fast for a catcher. As the first one to Matty is fouled away, and Jace Bailey will collect it. Count 0-1. And actually, these 3 in here, Martin on first, Fung at the plate, and Bailey on deck, were all at Boise State when they cut the program, as was Queso Gata, so they have all transferred out to various places. Unfortunate what happened over there, that Division I program, as the 0-1 to Matty is upstairs and goes off the mask of Christensen. Radomski's going to go to third, and now over to second base is Martin on the wild pitch. Actually, you know what? I believe that's going to be a pass ball because it looked like he should have caught it, and then it hit off his mask. So now 2 in scoring position. All Funk's got to do is serve one into the outfield. It's amazing what the fans say here at these games. It's great. We love having you come on out here to David Story Field. Oh, my goodness. Here's a 1-1 coming on up to Matty Fung. Infield in. He deals. Fung swings and misses. One-handed swing in the count 1-2. And also another score we neglected to mention before, Wenatchee continuing to wallop Yakima Valley. It's an 8-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning. They are a very good offensive team. Now the 1-2, and Fung foul tips it right into the glove, and that's strike 3. So Fung is down for the second out, and it's going to be up to Jace Bailey.
Number 12.
So on the season, your College Black Bears,
Bailey.
with runners in scoring position, wasn't their best, but they are now up to 244. 139 hits and 620 at-bats for the Black Bears in those spots. Now deliberation on the mound. We'll refresh the scoreboard, see if we got anything new. Nope, all the scores have held. So Ben and Corvallis now in the bottom of the 5th. And Ridgefield and Walla Walla in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, so if Ridgefield wins, they advance because they have the tiebreaker in the 3-game tie scenario. If Ridgefield lose, it'll be Bend, I believe, over Portland. So I don't think Portland have a chance to make the playoffs unless they have a miraculous comeback here.
Let's try this again. To the plate for the Black Bears, number 12, Jace Bailey.
So now here's Jace Bailey, 2 for 3. Couple of singles and an accidental bunt that resulted in an out, but he did make the play quite close over at first base. 6'4" from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And the first pitch to Bailey is breaking ball upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Coeur d'Alene, a beautiful part of the Gem State. Hey, showed me a lot of pictures from there, and I was taken aback. Great area. 1-0. Breaking ball gets it lower that time, and the count even at 1-1. So that's what he was looking to do the first time. But he couldn't quite get the dip that he was looking for. Now he got it, and he was able to check that one right into the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, and 2 aboard, both in scoring position for the Black Bears. So 3-2 Bell's lead. And now stepping off is Ferguson. So we said the Black Bears hitting .224 with runners in scoring position on the season. And in today's game are 2 for 9, so that's a .222 mark. And now Bailey steps off. All right, so the pitcher's ready, and the batter also should be ready. Let's do it here in Longview. As the 1-1 on the way, curveball high and outside. He's not giving Bailey a fastball here, 2-1. Now maybe Ferguson, because Bailey's so big, doesn't want to give him a fastball. Well, Bailey certainly accrued some more power. He abandoned switch hitting a couple games ago, and it's really served him well. He's been great exclusively batting right-handed. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. And now, still no fastballs to Bailey. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Black Bears looking to get back on top. Radomski and Martin both got on base for free. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ferguson does get out of it. So he sends him down for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. Top of the 9th coming up at David Story. Bells 3, Black Bears 2 on your home for Black Bears Baseball, YouTube and KEDO.
The 8th inning, T-shirt.
Here we go, top of the 9th inning. Black Bears looking to hold on to just a 1-run deficit. Bells 3, Black Bears 2. It's going to be Samperi, Lee, and Aviles all coming up. 2, 3, 4. Gets another frame from Takalo, so we can close the book on Phillip Rowe now. And Rowe came on into the ball game through 2/3 of an inning and allowed 2 runs, both earned on 4 walks, no hits, no strikeouts, 2 sac flies, and a couple of errors by him as well. He threw 28 pitches, 9 strikes, is 32.1%. As Ezra Samperi will step in, he's 1 for 1 with a base hit.
Real quick, give away a Cowlitz gift certificate.
Well, another pinch hitter coming in. Thank you, Ryan.
Take a number on the
Ryan's been on the lookout here. He's been great with the subs. It's going to be Ty Saunders, and he's played a ton of games this year for Bellingham. I think he's up there among the team leadership. Saunders, a left-hander, played some shortstop yesterday, and he's been really good in this series against Cowlitz. He's 3 for 10. The run scored and a walk. First offering, big swing and a miss by Saunders, and the count 0-1. Dale Tackalo trying to just hang on here. Keegan Wright will come in if this game goes to extras. And yes, with Saunders entering the game, this fouled back. And the count 0-2. Saunders now is tied for first in appearances. For the Bells, he and Jernan have both appeared in 46 league games. That's a lot. 0-2. And Dale misses high and outside. That's the first off-the-plate pitch that he's delivered today. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dale from Lewis Clark State College. His brother Eli also on the team. And the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Dale sends Saunders down for the first of the inning. Another K for the Black Bears pitching staff. And now Bennett Lee will step up to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He's flied out, been hit by a pitch, walked, and lined out. The Black Bears came into the game surprisingly low in terms of total strikeouts. They're in 7th place. It seemed like they'd be a lot higher. As the first pitch from Tackalo misses low, 1-0. Really thought the Black Bears, they had Kelly Austin, Miles Davis, big-time strikeout guys out of the pen, Keegan Wright, Mark Wanarovich, but I guess the other teams had a few more guys as well, as the next one to Lee is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The leaders in strikeouts this season on the pitching staff side was Corvallis. It was 516. It's a 1-1 breaking ball, fouled away. And that's a good slider that Tackalo features. He's got the fastball slider change, and when he keeps that slider downstairs, it's a very tough pitch to hit, as evidence right there by Lee just getting it off the end of the bat. And the 1-2 is foul back. Try to elevate that time. And we'll have a 1-2 count all over again. The Black Bears with Sean Mulcair, Riku Nishida, and Brock Bozette coming up. And we've been theorizing a few scenarios for Black Bears victories up here in the broadcast booth regarding those 3. It's now the 1-2, breaking ball high, 2-2. Tackalo, 11 pitches, 8 for strikes. Beautiful way to end the season for the Black Bears under a wonderful twilight sky here in Longview, as the 2-2 breaking ball is tapped down the first base line. Tackalo picks it up quickly, shovels it to Brown, and it's in time. And the crowd loving it here at David Story. There's 2 away. Did they just play the Whip Nene song? Oh my goodness. We're really pulling them off the back shelf here. I love it. That song's, it's just funny. Big fan. And here we go to Aviles. First pitch strike, 0-1. He is 0 for 1. He's flied out and walked in today's contest. Not a lot of hits for Bellingham today, but have walked a ton of times, as Dale missed in now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the Bells lineup, as the 1-1 is cut on a miss, 1-2. Bells have walked 9 times today, none of them coming from Kelly Austin, though. There was 4 from Marase, 1 from Parkin, and 4 from Rowe. So here we go. Tackalo trying to end the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. And Dale rocks, fires, delivers high when the count goes to 2-2. Once again, don't forget to tune in after the final out for your Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show, brought to you by the Daily News, player interviews, and season wrap-up coming up for you as Takalo got him, strike three. Avila's caught window shopping on the inside corner, and he's sent down to end the inning. Well, last game of the season. Let's see if the Black Bears have one more walk-off in their bones. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. And Mulcair, Nishida, Bozette coming up on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KDO. Here we go, bottom of the ninth. Well, all three of these games have come down to bottom of the ninth scenarios. Why should this one be any different? Here we go, it's Sean Mulcair, Riku Nishida, Brock Bozette against Trevor Barth, a newer member of this Bell staff. He's only made a couple of appearances on the mound, one against Port Angeles on the 4th of July, and then another one against Bend on the 17th, and then I missed some time in there. And he's 0-0 in 2 games, 3 innings, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 4 hits, no runs, and a whip of 2. In his last outing, or I'm sorry, he gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, so it was a 3 ERA. I thought it was a 0. It was not close enough to the computer screen that time. He's 6'3", 385 pounds from Beaverton, Oregon. And he's from Grays Harbor, Colorado.
Leading things off in the bottom of the 9th inning for your Cowlitz Black Bears.
This is one of my favorite things. I love this. On the roster, and this is a pitcher only, it lists that he bats left-handed, but he's a righty. And Michael Benz is the same way, but he never came up. And I think Keegan Wright also a lefty as well at the plate, but they never came up. I don't know. That just entertains me. Not that we need any more help getting entertained here, as it's a 3-2 contest. Mulcair swings and misses at Barth's first offering in the count 0-1. And Barth's last time out, July 17th against Bend, went in a scoreless frame, allowing 1 hit and 1 walk. And that was in a league game. As now this one fouled away by Mulcair. And I'll have to check out his non-league appearances. For Trevor Barth. Mulcair is 1 for 3 today. He's doubled, had a bizarre wild pitch strike 3, so he's able to come score. And now Mulcair takes one inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So in a non-league game, his last outing came on August 6th. He went 4 innings, walking 2, striking out 7, so he had a dominant appearance there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Black Bears looking to come on back. They trail by just 1. And Barth delivers. Mulcair grounds one over to the first baseman. Oh, he's able to hang on. Aviles hustles in, and he'll touch the bag himself. And there's 1 down now in the bottom of the 9th. Well, here's Riku Nishida. If Nishida gets a hit here, he will have the Black Bears' all-time batting average record tied up with Ryan Kim. And the fans on their feet for Riku. Fan favorite here in Longview. First pitch from Barth to Nishida. Oh, inside, and what an unfortunate turn of events for Nishida. Nishida doesn't even get an opportunity. So Nishida gets hit by a pitch, and he's now here in 3rd place all time for the Black Bears batting average. Oh, man, what a way for that to happen. Man, poor Riku.
To the plate now.
I feel like Riku's going to enact some revenge with a couple of stolen bases here. He wants a nice round 30 in league play. Let's see if he gets that. Here's Brock Bozette. Chance to win the game for the Black Bears if he can belt one. He does have 2 homers this season, one at David Story. First pitch to Bozette is down and outside, 1-0. Brock, another multi-hit game today. I believe he now has 10. I'll have to double check. And that would make him the 4th Black Bear with double-digit multi-hit games this season. And yep, he had 2 yesterday and extends his hitting streak to 6 games today. Nishida breaks. Bozette pops it up over on the left side. That's going to go out of play. Brock got under that one, 1-1. So Nishida potentially off and running again. Over there at first base, hit and run in effect. Let's see what they decide to do here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. 3-2 Bells lead here in the bottom of the 9th. Bozette at the plate, and he lines one right at the second baseman, the third of first, not nearly in time. Well, it was a little close, but was not nearly because Nishida was able to just teleport back there essentially. And the Black Bears now down to their final out after Bozette hits one right on the screws, but unfortunately right at the second baseman. Well, here's the most recent walk-off guy for the Black Bears. It's Jacob Stinson. Stinny is 0 for 3 today. 0 for his last 5. And the first pitch to him, whoa, way down and in. Nishida goes back to first, and he's in there. He's caught off the bag. 1-0 to Stinson. Sam Brown waits on deck. Taking a couple of hacks. 1 run in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th. That's it for the Black Bears. 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th for the Bells. That's how they have a 3-2 lead. Next one to Stinson is cracked foul, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Black Bears trying to win their final series of the year. They were knocked out of the playoffs yesterday. The Bells trying to build some momentum for their playoff run. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away. Nishida with a huge lead off the bag. As he fakes the break, Stinson takes a strike, and the Black Bears down to their final strike. Jacob Stinson had a walk-off 2 nights ago. Base hit could score Nishida depending how deep it goes and tie the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Riku, 14 feet off the bag at first. And he deals. Swung on and dribbled off the glove. Fires over to first, and that'll do it. The Bellingham Bells win this one by a score of 3-2, and that'll wrap up the Black Bears season. The Black Bears drop to 24-24 all overall in the WCL, 26-1 overall, and 14-10 in the second half. It was a great second half for the Black Bears this year, winning 6 of their final 8 series. They got red hot. They were only a game out of a playoff spot with 2 to go. It was a great season coming back here in 2021, and we're so happy that you joined us for this wild ride of this season. We played 57 games. We got them all to you on the air, and we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we loved bringing it to you. So final score here. Final score, Black Bears lose it by a score of 3-2. Had a chance at the end, but ultimately cannot come up with it. But everybody has a lot of reasons to hang their hat in what was a fantastic 2021 year in Longview, Washington. We're going to step aside for a little bit. When we come back, Cal's Black Bears postgame show, final one of the season. And it'll be live on YouTube and KEDO, so don't go anywhere. But again, final score, Bells 3 and the Black Bears 2 right here on YouTube and KEDO.
Thanks, Black Bears. Appreciate what you've done this season. It's been a fun year.
Jacob, can we have 5 minutes, please? Thank you.
For the Bells, Noah Ferguson, Rosie Fisher, Coach Rowe, save for Trevor Barnes. Time of the game tonight, 2 hours and 51 minutes. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error.
All right, Jacob, how much time do we have? No, it's all live. Yeah. Yep, let's do it. All right, welcome to your Counts Black Bears postgame show. Oh, we need to hold on a second for YouTube. Justin, we good? Yeah, we're live? All right. Welcome to your Counts Black Bears postgame show, brought to you by the Daily News. To my left, one of my favorite baseball players I've ever covered, Brock Bozette. Brock, welcome up here. Let's adjust this a little bit so that the people in the back can hear you. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. It was a fun game out there. So.
It really was a fun game. So today you had an opportunity to get to set some records, but hey, you are alone at number 2 all-time, the Black Bears, for RBIs. How does it feel to be part of a list of so many great players in an organization that's been around for so long?
It feels good. We just had a good group of guys, so kind of make it easy. So when Riku's in front of me, and it's pretty easy to hit him in. So he's always on third base, stealing bags. So when you have good teammates, it's easier. Yeah,
Riku set a couple records, stolen bases with the team, 28. Unfortunately, he got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. If he got a hit there, he would have went up to 375, first place. Now I think he's third all-time, but I think Riku will take third for sure. He has plenty more years to break some records.
For sure.
So, Brock, you had a great season all year long. It's really weird to me that we haven't had you up here yet because you've just been so freaking consistent all season. You end the season on a nice long, I believe it was a 6-game hitting streak. You get 2 multi-hit games to end the year, and actually that puts you up to 10, so you have double digits, along with Cindy, who had 18, Schwarzy, who had 16, Riku, who had 12, and then you had 10. Did you feel like you were having an extra special summer this year?
No, not really. Pretty average summer, honestly, hitting, but
if this is average for you, I'm excited to see what a great Brock Bozette summer is.
Yeah, but it was fun to be out here with these guys. Like I said, these guys are so cool to be around. So many guys you're going to miss, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Tell me a little bit more about your experience with the team. You played 57 games with the group of guys. Obviously, you're going to form a couple bonds and have a couple of great memories. What are some of your favorite Black Bear memories that you formed this summer?
I say the road trips, because you're always with the team on road trips. And the bus, like playing Mafia or playing games, you were in that.
I was in there for the last one,
yeah.
Yep.
I'd say road trips. I mean, going out to eat with the guys, I mean, you're going to miss that the most, being around them.
Absolutely. And then, actually, this was a pretty cool summer for you because you and Schwarzy got to connect, even though you grew up in the same town. What was that like, forming another, really good friendship with your left side of the infield partner?
Yeah, it was weird. We were both from Spokane, not knowing him from Spokane, but yeah, it was good. He's a great guy and fun to be around, and his family's really cool. So, yeah, he's awesome.
Team misses the playoffs, but what are some cool things that you can take away from your experience with this coaching staff, with this group of guys?
I just say the relationships we built. Coach Burrs is one of the best guys around, and the other coaches are great too. So it's just fun to be around a good group of guys.
So you were living with Tony all season, Tony Minacci, our owner, and actually you should rewind this if you're watching it down the full thing and get our interview with Tony. That was in the 4th and 5th innings. He was great up here with us. But what was it like living with him? I heard it was amazing, you and Burley just hanging out with him and Carolyn.
Yeah, they're awesome. Carolyn makes the best food in the world. She'll probably have a steak dinner when I get home tonight.
Oh, man.
So.
I might have to come over. I live right behind you.
Yeah, do it.
Got to get right back in there.
She's the best, and Tony's also the best. Can't thank them enough. Their family's awesome. They're really cool to be around.
We're hanging out with Brock Bozette here on the Cows Black Bears postgame show, brought to you by the Daily News on KDO and YouTube. Brock, you were so sharp defensively this year. The Black Bears, really, when it was you at third, Schwartz at short, Nishida at second, and Shepard at first, that was probably the best defensive infield in the league. What's it like to be part of such a solid group of guys in there?
It's fun. I mean, it's fun to be around good guys. When you're at a JUCO level, it's sometimes there's different levels to guys.
Right,
but, Shores, Riku, I mean, they're awesome. You can rely on them.
Absolutely. So, Brock, Spokane Falls Community College over there. Summer's over. What's next for you?
Hopefully find a place to play after Spokane. Going back to Spokane, though, great coaches there, too. So I'm excited to get back to Spokane, put in some work, gain some weight.
Yep.
And
that's what the McDonald's trips are for, right?
Right.
Just helping Brock put on his 15 pounds. Did not help me, but I was there for moral support for Brock. That was what the whole thing was about. All right, Brock Bozette leaves the season as one of the best defensive third basemen I've ever seen, and actually he's a shortstop, so that's even crazier to talk about. Led the team with 33 RBIs and also McDonald's sandwiches purchased for the team, broadcasting the most important statistic out of any summer. Brock, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure calling your games this year. All right, that'll wrap things up on our final Cow's Black Bears postgame show of the 2021 season. The Black Bears and their West Coast League record with a 24-24 mark, but did go 14-10 in the second half, including winning 6 of their 8 series. They lose today to the Bells 3-2, and just for all of you at home, it's been a real pleasure for me to bring the baseball to you. We thank you so much for tuning in. We cannot do this without the fans, and I've really enjoyed my time up here in the Pacific Northwest, and I'd be happy to come back at any time. So finally, just a big thank you to the Black Bears organization, to Gus Fair and Tony Bonacci, our GM and owner, respectively. And, of course, everybody that makes this production possible. Jacob Ackerman, the producer back at KDO, and also Mark McDermott, who did our weekend ones, and Justin Ford behind the camera for our TV production and head editor for all of these extra videos. That'll wrap things up here on our final Cow's Black Bears postgame show. Getting a little choked up, Brock. This is a tough one to say goodbye. Always tough to say goodbye, but it's been a great summer. We had a great time, and have a great rest of the season. We'll see you next year, and as always, for the last time in 2021. Brock, you want to say it too?
Stay frosty.
1, 2, 3. Stay frosty. Thank you, Jacob, so much. It's been great working with you, man.